Welcome to another day of Dota 2. I'm not going to say fantastic. We'll see. That's basically what that is. I have faith, but I don't want to get ahead of myself because today, that's right, I got my double down back, which means I'm going to use it if it's appropriate time. So that's a big risk. Last time it bit us right in the butt, but the first time it worked out, so it's almost balanced out by this point. Let me just make sure my sound is functional. But the first time it worked out. All right, awesome. OBS updated, so I just want to make sure everything was extra fantastic because that can always screw with settings. So I will start queuing, but I do have something important to say. We're 3,261. The IO Arcana is here, my friends. As we found out on our stream a couple weeks ago with the hidden reward that made IO sounds, it is real. The IO Arcana is at level 245 for the Battle Pass. It will never be available again. It says it right there. Exclusive reward. It's not tradable. It's not going to be purchasable. That's it. If you don't get it before the international ends, you won't have it. End of story. This is kind of better if you're actually playing the compendium, the Battle Pass, for other reasons, because an Arcana is $35. If you're paying, to get the Battle Pass for other reasons, then you might end up paying less comparatively. But if you're only buying the Battle Pass for the IO Arcana, you're going to spend closer to 100 or so. So, it is what it is. The IO Arcana is in the shape of the companion cube from Portal. If you are not familiar with the reference, no harm done. Portal's a great game and you should play, but hey, it happens. I am a fan. The reason why is I like Portal. Good game. Also, it's just unique. Some of the animations that go with it, I just think it's creative. Like, again, that little broken heart, obviously. But also, when I was talking to people I play with before, when we talked about, what would an IO Arcana look like? I said I would be pleased as long as they made him a different shape. Io is a sphere originally. I even joked. I said if they just made Io a cube, I would be happy forever. And what did they do? He's a cube. That's all it takes for me. But also the portal effect from Portal, if you're familiar, that's just so cool. The idea that you have the blue and orange portals is just so cool. It has it has kill sounds, effects, custom animations. It's really interesting. I'm not saying it's like the best Arcana ever. It's definitely up there, but it's cool. I definitely think it's worth it. They've also just added some other little things. I don't think most of these are just repeats, but that's okay. No biggie. They also did a small balance patch after the big balance patch. So Troll Warlord got his agility nerfed. His agility gain nerfed by 0.3, which just means he'll have a little bit less armor, less attack, and attack speed later on, which is just to stop that kind of snowballing troll. Broodmother gets one more HP regen on her webs at all levels, so it's one above. I will get to who I want to win in a moment, my friend, because I have a very big opinion about that. And they also... I almost... What did I forget? I was just talking about it to myself to remember. It was the troll. It was Broodmother. Oh, Sven. Sven got a nerf on his strength when he ults. So I think it's 4 at all levels now. It's down to 12, 24, 36. Yeah, it used to be 16, 28, 40. So it just, it's 4 strength up, which means 80 health, pretty constant. And all that's obviously in damage too. So it's not a huge deal, but it definitely matters. As far as the Arcana goes, because I have not voted yet, my man is not... Oh, well, that's pretty... Oh, I did vote. Oh, okay, that's how many I have left. I understand. I am voting for Puck and Invoker. Both of them, if it came down to both of them, which it won't, because nobody else will vote for Puck, and I already accept he's going to lose. I just have to, know that to be true. If it did come down to it, I haven't played in the AM for a while, so I'm hoping this works. I would probably go for Invoker, because Invoker's just that hero. He's just like the spirit of Dota in a way. I just think if he had an Arcana, it would be very, worthwhile. He's the kind of hero that a lot of people play at all levels, whether they're good or not. He's cool. He's got a lot of abilities. I'm sure they could do a lot with it. He does already have a bunch of cosmetics, so you could make the argument that why bother giving him an Arcana, but an Arcana is different. It's supposed to be in addition to the cosmetics. You give Arcanas to heroes that obviously do well enough selling already. The reason that Jug won is because Jug already sells a bunch of items. That's why he gets an Arcana, because everybody obviously loves him enough to buy his sets. and use them. I don't like the Jug mid, by the way. So I think that Invoker could really use it. I would love to see it on Puck too, but, you know, that's not going to happen. Truthfully, probably none of the heroes I want are going to get that far. I think that Pudge and Invoker, because I care about Pudge too, Pudge and Invoker will get to the last, like, 3 rounds, but they're both going to get kicked out before the last 2. So, you know, it is what it is. This guy's not going to listen to me saying that Jug mid isn't great, and I'm going to be pretty upset about it. I already know. I don't mind Anti-Mage versus Ember Spirit because I have magic resistance, so that's fine. And if he wastes all his mana, one ult will ruin him. Even though he does have the mana shield, it's still not great. What? Also, you are not good buttons? Oh, geez. Yeah, Viper might get to round 2. He just won't make it to the end. He might get some recognition, but he's not going to make it all the way. I'm a little afraid of the Legion. Not so good against Legion as Anti-Mage because of the catch. I think maybe a Spectre would be better. I'm glad he picked. Awesome. Spectre might be better because it still resists to Ember. Actually okay against Jug. And decent against Legion. I don't want to pick before Dragon Knight, but I think I'm going to have to, which is really sad for me. I'm just going to go ahead and maybe we need a hard support. Or a semi, that's fine too. A semi carry would be fine here. The problem is that unless Necro is supporting me, then someone who can go with Ab. I don't know which he's going to do. I'm not really sure like what the plan is. Spectre, I do not like the Mirana pick, by the way. That's very painful to me as Spectre. Getting arrowed will ruin me. Ogre is good because tankiness. He can actually take some of the Jug ult or some of Ember Spirit's nonsense. Also, locking down Legion's good. We have a really iffy draft. I'm definitely not double downing. I'll tell you that right now. That's kind of a problem. Roku coming in. What a perv. He's also a Battle Cup champion. Wouldn't you know it? Wait, that's a champion or... Yeah, champion. Champion of tier 4. Well, that's actually kind of impressive, I suppose. I've never played a single Battle Cup in my entire time. Never have the chance. I should probably buy. Huh. There we go. Whew. I like putting my items in the exact same place. It makes me feel at home. I'm excited to play Dota today. I only played a little bit recently. And I played International Ranked for the party MMR. Because I have to calibrate. You know, because I don't do that on stream anyway. I don't do my party on stream. I haven't finished calibration yet, but I had some good games in there. They have to be in the right place. They're all there for a reason, though, and I'm going to tell you why they're all in their place. Don't you worry. I actually won't bet at all. I also won't predict because I have a 6 streak going on, and that's just not worth it to me. I'm just not really... The Monkey King, I don't think is a good pick, and I think it's gonna hurt us. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not going to buy into that whole nonsense, but I'm just not sure if it's the best pick. Jug's gonna hurt him, Legion's gonna hurt him, you know, stuff like that. We have a chance, it's just rough. But the reason I like these items, so this, I always put my most used item on this key, which is space for me, as you may be able to see. I like to have space as it, because my thumb's right there anyway. So that way, if I'm gonna do something, I just hit space and I go. So a blink dagger's perfect there, it's just like, blink. Then I use all my number keys. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because they're right above my, you know, QWER anyway, so I just reach up quick. It's hardest to reach up to 1 in my opinion. I think 1 is just like the hardest key to hit, while 5 is the easiest because your index finger is one of your most mobile fingers. It's on the end of your hand. I don't want him to Radiance. I'll be very upset. So since that key is the easiest, I focus... Thank you. Thank you. I like to focus my items in reverse order. So space is the most important, and then it goes 5 down. Because of that, obviously my Tango should be my most important item. That just makes sense. I'm going to Tango all through our lane. Fairy Fire should be next. I don't want to use it, so I don't want to accidentally hit space on it, because it's inactivatable. It doesn't have a click, so I don't have to click something. I could accidentally hit space, nothing will happen. If I hit 5, I'm going to eat a Fairy Fire, and that's not the point. But it's the next most important. Then my Quelling Blade is technically important. I could get trapped in trees or something and have to go through, so it should be at least accessible. And then since Stout Shields... since Stout Shield is not an activatable item, I put it on the least most important key. That way I'll fill in the rest of these with items. So it is very silly. It's not necessary. Don't worry, you don't have to do what I do. I'm just very particular. I find that it helps me keep things organized. I always know where my tangos are going to be. I don't need to look. I know what key they're bound to. I know what key my Fairy Fire is bound to, and I find it helpful. The little things. Don't worry about what people tell you need to do for, like, you know, key bindings and stuff like that. Whatever works for you and you're used to is always the best bet. Because if you go out of your comfort zone too much, you're going to lose because of it. Like, for a tiny bit, I tried quick casting. Quick casting just isn't for me, is what I found out. I lost a game or two because of it. It just was not my cup of tea. For anybody who doesn't know what quick casting is, by the way, quick cast takes away clicking on an item to activate it. And what that means is that instead of clicking on a space to bring up the Tango ready to be used, clicking on space immediately casts Tango at the target location. So of course, if I'm not aiming at a tree, that does nothing. It just ends up as a wash. But if I had a Blink Dagger, for instance, which is targetable anywhere, if I was pointing here and then clicked space, I will immediately blink to that location. The reason why it's called quick casting is because obviously you save some precious time in doing that. Because obviously if I want to blink quick, I don't want to have to go space. I just hit space once and there I'm good, you know what I mean? The only problem is that it can screw you over because if you're not ready, if you're not used to it, you can accidentally activate stuff when you don't mean to, you know, or it'll be hard to activate it in the first place. So it's an iffy thing. So make sure you use it at your own caution. Interesting fact learned. Oh yes, the last hits are real. Thank God for Quelling Blade getting me these easy last hits. Okay, I'm Spectre, I don't really care. That's why I have a levels of dispersion, by the way. I took 14% less damage than that arrow would have dealt, which is kind of significant if you think about it. I'm actually just going to do this. I normally don't approve of buying the ring before space. Boots, I mean. I don't know why I said space. I guess I'm just completely out of it. But I think in this case, just so that I can regen all that damage that already got dealt to me, it's going to help. That's experience for me. Centaur is being aggressive. They both don't have, like, any health. I'm looking out for an arrow because she was obviously charging one up for a second. I'd rather not take unnecessary damage. It's a little bit of a pointless endeavor. I'm about to get my first level in Desolate, which will help me get lone creeps. Like this particular creep. I still didn't get it because, you know, my life, but it helps. 20 damage adds up pretty quick. Random creep. I'm getting free farm here, as I often do, in ranked games, as long as I have a support, because it's not that hard. I'm pretty happy about it. I think it's going to have a big effect on my late game. This is when we get to that late game breakdown, if we win, this is where it started. Because they didn't put a good offlane against me, and they let me farm. I should have gone for the last hit instead of the deny. That was a mistake. I really want to get the Centaur, but... Ogre's being aggressive. He needs to be careful. Tower hitter, too, isn't going to really hurt me that bad. Nice. That's exactly what we needed to happen. This is about to take the aggro. I'll actually be able to walk out scot-free. No ogre. Ooh, he's mad. He didn't want to die there. I'm fine. I gotta bring a health. I don't really care. Denied. I just regen like crazy. That's the Spectre life right there. Get that ring of health and you're golden. I used my last 2 tangos, but that's fine. Get that extra experience. I'm about to get a huge wave, by the way. Alright, level 6 Ember Spirit is a little bit scary. It means that his ganking capabilities are pretty high right now. I got almost all of those, which is a huge deal. I have Haunt. I do not plan to use it, if possible, because it's just, the cooldown is too long. I would rather save, if I could, save it until, like, it really matters, so I hope I don't have to use it. I hope it's a choice. Being too busy looking at Centaur, I missed the last hit. Being too greedy for denies, I missed the last hit. He's got Tranquils, so I can't stop him from regenning now. That's pretty much the long and short of that. I right-clicked him, so now he doesn't have Tranquils, and he's hurt himself so bad. I don't think he realized that my refraction was a very high level. He hurt himself way worse than he hurt me. And since I right-clicked him before he did it, he's not going to regen for, you know, another like 5 seconds, but still. Okie dokie. So, on to the treads. His Tranquils are almost ready, which sucks for me, but that's okay. We'll make it work.
Well, no pings, no saying anything. But exactly coming to help.
Ooh, my friendly teammates are already getting a little aggressive. It's very important for me to break these as soon as I can, so if he steps too close, I have to hit him. Thank you, Refraction, for getting me a last hit again. I'm literally invulnerable to Centaur, basically. He can't touch me at this point. Last hits first. More important than the denies. The money just gets ridiculous, you know? I'll get level 2 dagger because we're going to have some problems with chasing. I could gladly turn my mic up just a smidgen. I don't know about 20%, but my friend I mean that quite literally, as I know you personally. I can turn it up a smidge, and I will talk quite clearly, just for you. Your volume might be low, by the way, because when I do my own sound tests, I have it on 12, and I can hear myself clearly, but everybody has different speaker setups. I do have all-encompassing headphones, so obviously I can understand. Little different. Welcome to the Dota learning, friends. I'm so mad I missed that last hit. 2 health creeps all day for me. Alright, power treads, here we come. And as always, most used activated item, as I said earlier, spacebar. Always spacebar. And treads matter, because strength tread switching is a big deal. And for Spectre, int tread switching is a big deal, because Spectre's int, her mana pool, and int in general are crap. Alright, I just saw Ember Spirit. I do not want Ogre to die because of, Ur. Okay, good. I'm glad. He seems to be in the loop. Weird as his response is. Oh, there goes the Strankles. I like the Necro's response to dying to Legion. Yup. One important thing to remember about Spectres, your free pathing lasts for quite a few seconds, even not on the trail. So there's no reason to, you know, feel the need to follow it exactly. I mean, if Monkey King feels the need to go in, I am ready. Oh, he is a dead man. Yes! All of the experience and gold for Spectre! Even though Ogre is trying to steal my last hits, he will fail. That was actually relatively easy, thanks to the Monkey King being competent with his stun. I didn't have to do any work at all. Haunt, dagger, right click. Living that easy Spectre life. When I have Radiance, it'll be even easier. One of the things that really hurts a Centaur is magic damage. And the thing is, most Centaurs realize how bad, you know, magic hurts them, so they buy a pipe. But you don't know. I mean, he might not. Tread switch. Untread switch. Fairy fire, tread switch. That's the way you live. And I'm still at 500 health, so... Oh, crap. That's not good. And he died inside duel, so that's really bad. I have to go back to base because obviously it's not safe to be here. Which makes me super sad because, well... Thank you. I was out, so it really didn't die from my sins, but I can appreciate his attempt anyway. The Ember Spirit does have a Veil, which is a little bit scary for us. We do not want to get hit with that Veil. And get magic damage by him, Centaur, and Mirana. That will hurt. So they're probably going to leave top lane because there's no reason for them to stay. They're not going to gain anything from it. Duel's already down. And with Duel down, they're just going to go farming, basically. Or at least likely farming. I don't know why Jug is taunting Abaddon, but... Mirana's the person I want to see die, so I'm pleased. Oh, man. And Legion died, so it was pretty good, but it's unfortunate to lose so many people. I don't know what Centaur's trying to do. He's not really accomplishing anything. I have too much health for him to hurt solo, so unless he has a follow-up, he's really just wasting time. That's a follow-up. It's not even going to be a very good follow-up, to be honest. I'm just going to sit here and walk away. Because, you know, that's why I buy a Vanguard right there. Mirana's a right-clicker. She wants to right-click me. I will then buy something that makes right-clicking incredibly difficult. Because that's what you do. They obviously don't want me in lane. I don't know if being there is particularly dangerous, but if Legion does show up, I'm going to have a problem. I would rather just jungle at this point. Play it safe. I'm not going to risk anything. I don't have any detection. I can take it, that's fine, as long as they're there to cast in general. No biggie. This Monkey King seems very competent, actually. I know that we were getting some trash talking from our teammate earlier about Monkey King. The player, not the hero. But he seems like he knows what he's doing. I'm quite pleased with his performance thus far. 3-1-1. Not bad. Weird graphical glitch. I don't know if you guys saw that from the TP. As Spectre, if creeps are ever that low, don't even bother hitting them. Your refraction will make it happen. I think I'm in a position where I can probably take Ancients. It's going to be a little bit painful. I'm not that high of a level, so my damage output is low. Oh, crud. Are they not going to do anything? I'll just stay. Okay. I'll just keep farming them. I really don't care. Necro should heal me, by the way. No? Okay. Well, I guess that wasn't important enough. I can't take that camp. It's too painful. Okay, what's the play here? They have a Legion Commander who has a Blink Dagger. I don't think we should be doing anything about that. I know my team is going to do something anyway, but they really shouldn't. It's dangerous. Alright, make the big creep alone. Then I get Desolate. That creep takes so much damage. A wonderful amount. And then, unfortunately, little creeps. I lose Desolate, then gain it again. Yeah, they see a shiny over there. They think that the Legion Commander being at 25% life means, you know, that's a free kill. Legion Commander's going to cast press the attack immediately and be at, like, 60% life. And then it's not such a free kill. They took mid-tower, unfortunately. There's just nothing we can do about it. We can't stop them. Right now, Ember and Mirana are in a position where they're very strong. Mirana Arrow is huge. Even her damage is actually kind of scary. And Ember having his Veil means he can do a lot of damage with Mirana. We really can't stop them from doing what they want to do. I don't know why Necro's farming here, but it's kind of irritating me. He's not going to let me last sit here, and I'm pretty mad about it when it happens. Oh. Alright, that was worth. Legion doesn't get the regen because my Strength Tread. Don't let him get it. Alright, I want to dagger up as soon as possible. He is not daggered. He is smart. Centaur helped. This is a very interesting fight. We have to just back out at this point. I don't have any mana. If only my dagger had hit him, he would be dead right now because the slow and the damage. But his level 2, it does 100, and he was at that threshold. But that's what it is. You know, it's Ember Spirit. He's always going to be hard to catch until I get a Basher. Potentially a Scotty, too. But, you know, that's a while away. I need to get a Manta this game, both because it's my challenge, but also because a Manta, for me, means that I split Jug's ults across multiple targets. And it means that it'll be harder for Legion to grab me if I Manta right before an initiation. I can't necessarily always see the initiation coming, but it's something to consider. It makes Legion's life very difficult, and that's what I want to do. Legion's one of the biggest snowballers they have on their team. Jug being probably the biggest snowballer. I do not want Legion to get free damage from duel. It's just not okay. Alrighty, so Haunt is unfortunately on cooldown for a while. Thankfully, it was level 2 Haunt when I used it, so that gives the 30 seconds off. Much needed. Alright, get that Desolate. Now I'm doing real damage. I could be there if the tower was still there. It's not. No Haunt. That's unfortunate, but there's very little I can do about it. I just have to accept that he died, and that's it. I will defend the tier 2, though. It's not okay for us to let that fall so easily. So I'm just going to have to scare them. I'll stay out of vision for a little bit, just so that they don't get the chance to move on me first. I'll just push the wave back. Ember knows that he can't kill me. I can't kill him. So I'll just sit here. And exist, because he can't stop me. Alright, it's really important that I get my Sacred Relic. I have to just TP and get it. As much as I hate to do that, because it's a waste of a TP and it's on cooldown. That way I don't have any money at risk. Risky money is not good, ever. I think taking the Ancients is probably the best idea now that I have damage. The only problem is that the little Ancients have too much health, in my opinion. Just a little bit. But it's okay. I have a good amount of armor. I got the resistance from Vanguard, so I still shred the Ancients when I get the chance to hit them. It just takes a little time. Little slowdown. The Sacred Relic makes farming so much faster, by the way. 60 damage is so huge at this point in the game. It's almost doubling my damage, realistically. I don't really want to fight him. We do need wards. Oh my. This ogre is being toxic a little bit. He was crap talking the Monkey King at the beginning, if I remember correctly, and he's the one now causing issues. Such is the game of Dota. I have ult, but I don't know if that's really the right thing to be doing right now. I'll just keep it up. I'll see what the team wants to do. Ogre didn't stun there. Would have been cool, I'll tell you that. Big take, we got Juggernaut on Necro ult. Alright, Moron Arrow's wasted. This is probably where we want to go in. Depending if the team can keep them down. Centaur won't be going anywhere once that hits him. And his ult wears out. This might be a dead ember. If it's a dead ember, that's huge. Kill for me. And I will defend this tower. Well played, friends. Well played. Monkey King got a Echo Saber, which is okay. He's building a Deso, I believe, which is also okay. No problems with Deso. It also means early pushing with the Blightstone, so I like that. Not afraid of Legion myself, to be honest. That's just what that is. Alright, we gotta focus somebody on the tower here, so it's gonna be nobody, because they're moving everybody in rapidly. No. No, please. I have Radiance, so next time that won't happen, probably, but it was scary for the time it did. It looks like the Centaur died to Necro, which is cool. That's really unfortunate. Necro's a nice guy, though, and he walked over. Made sure that it was at least somewhat safe by having power in numbers. My Radiance is going to make a big difference in our capabilities here. I'm just really sad we lost so many people for that, but we did get the tower, so, you know, gold advantage. I'm dead, so I'm not taking it. Monkey King actually has a level on me, which is impressive. I'm a little bit surprised. I have ult, and I want them to know about it. He can't TP. Literally, one person just needs to do something. Anything. I don't know why they didn't move in. That would have been the easiest kills of our life, even with Ember there. I would be TPing in with Radiance, but, you know, it is what it is. My Radiance timer was kind of okay. It wasn't great, but it was pretty decent. Just making sure that I didn't need to ult. It's important to just take a look at your Spectre. Like, see what's happening, what you can do to help. I'll go top. Make sure the Centaur can't do anything that he wants to do. I'm going to make him ult early if possible. I also made him lower so he can't respond to my team immediately. Jug TP'd, very sad, but what are you going to do? Jug's got the ability to make himself magic immune while he TPs. That's life. It looks like Legion might be looking for me. It's hard to say. She is buying another survivability item. I'm assuming it's for... It's going to be a Silver's Edge for me, so that I don't have my dispersion. That's an okay answer to a Spectre in the sense that it does do something. It just seems kind of a waste of money compared to other ways to damage Spectre, though. I mean, I will. Sure. Just gonna give me some time, but I will buy my own dust. I can understand the desire to, you know, not pay for everything yourself. I see the Mirana there, and I don't know what she's doing, but she needs to get away from me. Mirana knows that I see her now. Saw her. I want to move really bad on them, but I don't know how they're going to take this. And this chance is not helping. Oh, oh. Nice. That was huge. I will push. Push stop. I'm not afraid of Centaur. He can't do anything to me. Unfortunately, my mana regen is really lackluster, as it usually is. You know, being Spectre, that's what happens. But it's kind of killing me a little bit, because in between battles, I'm kind of suffering where I can't cast so much. But it's okay. My damage is getting pretty ridiculous. I have my Yasha on that courier right now. The move speed will help me get away from bad fights. I push top as much as I can by myself. It's dangerous to continue.
Get back. Gotta get back.
So I just have to kind of leave it. I can't be expected to run halfway across the map to have that Ember TP away from me. That's what he's going to do. He's just going to TP immediately, too. He's just going to leave. So, do something productive. Don't waste your time chasing things that just won't pan out. I'm going to farm and be very big. That's the plan. It's going to happen. I would say evidence has shown us this. We'll get my, we'll get my beautiful, Manta style soon. Nice. That was pretty big, actually. That's Ember. I can't really do much about Ember, so there's no reason for me to respond. The Mirana also, it's a problem with Mirana because I can't, got my ultimate orb. That's Legion. That's a win for Necro. It was totally worth me haunting just to make sure that that Legion died and gave Necro a duel. I'm not really... I'm not having faith in Necro's ability to right-click or anything, but it helps, you know? It helps to have Necro be strong enough that, you know, he can add in. I take this real quick because I'm greedy and I don't care. Waiting for the Mirana to move in. Oh, wow, the multicast. This game is probably over. That was big enough to really change things. Alrighty, that's my Manta style when I'm ready to pick it up. I need a Bishop Blade for, oh, Quarry Feed. Thanks, enemy team. I'll just keep going. I don't need to stop for any reason.
There's two down. Two down.
I'm not getting a lot of these kills, which is surprising to me, but we're winning. It doesn't matter. Ranked match. All that matters is the win at the end. When it tells me the Dire team has won, that's all I care about. Full health, full mana, thanks to Greaves and my team.
God.
Okie dokie. They want it back? That's fine. I'll just go over so they can't get me. Technically, if they have Vision, Legion could duel me, but she doesn't know where I'm going. There's no way I save him. Alright, I haven't even had the chance to reorganize my items thanks to, you know, the whole middle of the nonsense. So, Manta goes there. I don't really use treads at this point in the game. It's not that they're not helpful, I just don't. So, I won't lie to myself and pretend. Oh, that worked. Look at that. I can just use those to get my challenge for the Manta. Interesting. I'm going to end up with a double bounty rune here. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I'm getting assists, and that's what counts right now. My Basher's coming in now. I'm actually scary. Basher is not a fun item to have on Spectre if you're the enemy team. Alright, I guess we'll just push an end. Why waste time, right? I want to, you know, get my challenge, but it's not going to happen, you know, most likely. I got my nice Abyssal Blade. Make me look nice and fancy at the end of the game. I'm just gonna end. I ain't got time for this. There's the Legion calling easy mid. I wasn't mid, but that's always nice. Somebody had 358 level on their battle pass? Oh crap. I didn't know that. Honestly, I'm gonna go back in that game real quick, and I'm going to tip that Monkey King. He did a good job, Buttons. Apparently he had a bad game. Somebody thought very ill of him, but that doesn't matter. Good guy. Back to international ranked. So, we, my friends, have gained 27 MMR. Nice. Let's look at that match. Apparently, I don't even remember that. I don't even know. It's probably 12. Let's take a look. So, net worth. As expected, I was significantly above everybody. I was not, however, the biggest person on the team as far as damage. I'm almost positive that's Monkey King. It was. I was up there despite not being part of a lot of the team fights, but Monkey King did a ton of damage. Monkey King has a good matchup against a lot of them, actually. Just not Legion, but he has a good matchup against Centaur, because once he stuns him, Centaur can't really take all the damage happening. And Monkey King slows him, all that stuff, so as long as Centaur ult isn't up, he can do that. And Mirana ult's strong for the initiation purposes. Monkey King, his ult is sort of a anti-initiation tool, because he puts the area down and says, look, you want to come in? You're going to get hurt. And everybody who's under Mirana ult says, well, you know, I don't want to jump into that. I don't want to deal with that nonsense. And you basically say, well, that's too bad. If you reveal, if you attack, that's what it is. And so they don't want to. They decide to de-initiate and waste Mirana ult, and it's totally worth it to trade Monkey King ult for Mirana ult. Of course, Anti-Mage was actually banned. Very sad for me. I did not expect it. Maybe I should do something weird this game, like a sniper or something. I never played sniper. I don't know. A little bit torn about what I could do. What else do I have? Shiva's Guard, Root. I don't think I would root on Sniper, so that's not going to happen. What about in the Rising Tide here? I'll just do the runes thing, because our team could totally take the runes. It doesn't matter if I take them personally. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Going back real quick. But basically, we just had the game from the beginning. We had all the farm. Like, if we look at the net worth, they were ahead a little bit at one point, but not really. It was all on the wrong heroes, too. We always had a good farming advantage with last hits. As you can see, the last hits, I'm almost positive, are pretty ridiculous. 253, 170. Ember Spirit was starting to get closer to me just because at the end he was getting whole waves at once, but he never really had it going. Like, his items did never pan out. He had the Veil, and that was scary. Travels for pushing, and then he had a Soul Booster Maelstrom. Like, it didn't turn into anything. I, on the other hand, had a Radiance, Abyssal Blade, Manta Style. Monkey King had a Linken's to stop duel and ridiculousness, because that's his counter. He built a counter to the counter. And his Deso in Echo Saber. So he's doing a lot of damage really fast, because his ult scales with his damage, because of the fact that they attack really fast. I mean, realistically, it's just matchup. Necro's really good against Centaur. Necro's good against holding Legion down during duel, holding Ember down, holding Jug down. Good matchups. Our lanes seem to have gone very well. And honestly, they just played kind of poorly. Like, they never came after me. I died once because I dove too hard under a tier 1 tower. But other than that, they kind of just left me alone, so I got big, and they obviously left Monkey King alone because he barely died and got a ton of kills and assists. So it was just simple stuff, you know, basic, let us farm, and they didn't take objectives when they needed to. Emperor was the only person taking objectives, and that meant we could fight their team 5v4, and he didn't take enough of them, like, worthwhile to make it worth it. Our 5v4 would win. Alright, Sniper is a bad pick now. Drow, on the other hand, is much better. Because Sniper is a problem because he has no answer to Spectre or Queen of Pain. Or Shadow Shaman. I have a Silence now, which is a bigger deal. I don't know if it's the play, though. I'm trying to think what's better. Like, what's a good answer to Spectre? Actually, funny enough, Ursa, Troll's probably better. Troll's probably the best bet because I'm going to have a BKB for Queen, a BKB for Shadow Shaman, BKB for Pugna so he can't ghost me. I don't care about Jug. If he's doing spin or trying to right-click me, I'm going to outdo him. I'm going to outdo Spectre. So I'm playing for that late game, I beat you solo. So that Spectre cannot solo our team because I can solo Spectre. That's the plan. I know Crystal Maiden will hold down some of them. Earthshaker's going to have big area stuns. Legion's going to hold one down for me. And Death Prophet will generally keep them low. I think it's a good pick. I probably should have bought items earlier, but that's okay. I still have a chance. Troll's agility nerf does suck, but it realistically only equals out to a couple damage and a couple attack speed and like 1 armor throughout the long run. Oh, they have a end tower there. I'm very sad. They have the cool tower. Look at that. That's BA. Oh well. What are you gonna do, right? All right. I'm gonna I don't want to Ring of Aquila. It's not even worth it. Why bother? I actually feel pretty confident about this game. Enough to bet, definitely. Double down, though. Should I double down? Should I double down the Afro Chick? Quick, you have 15 seconds to answer. I'm feeling confident. I feel confident enough to do my spree and stuff, but I'm not sure about a double down. I'm doing it. Yes. I don't know if I got it off. I'm not sure. I don't know if my double down went through, and I have no idea how to check it. Maybe my token's gone. Token still says it's there, so I have no idea. We'll find out. Always Berserker's Rage, by the way. Almost always, anyway. This Poor Man's Shield is better than the Ring of Aquila because I'm going to get mana from Crystal Maiden. And this gives me a much more resistance to a Shadow Shaman, a Pugna, or a Quap right-clicking me. It actually means I can also get up close to Jug or Spectre. It's going to be Jug, probably. It's going to be Jug Pugna, which is a weird lane, but that's probably what it's going to be. So I want to be able to get up close to Jug without worrying about him right-clicking me back. I want to, you know, be able to say, no, your damage doesn't count, besides his magic damage, which really does. It's going to be rough, but I think I got it. I'm a little worried about Pugna too, but eh. Good thing I can go ranged. That's my big advantage here. That was a weird interaction. It was kind of a bad Fisher, but he did try for something. So I can appreciate the effort. Oh, that was bad. The good thing is Pugna's Nether Ward does nothing against me. I don't cast almost ever. All my mana costs are really low. So it doesn't hurt. You know, having a melee support here really hurts me. Alright. He's really hurting me now. He has a stout shields. Alright, I'm fast. Just faster than him. The 10. The 10 movement speed from Berserker's Rage. I already knew that wasn't going to work, and I'm really upset about it already. I was just like, oh, this isn't going to happen, is it? And wouldn't you know it. I don't think my double down went through since I didn't say yes before the timer elapsed. Sending my supports to do things like canceling clarities. That shouldn't be my job. Now Jug can just regen all of his mana without a problem. Last hits first, then denies. Next, I'll take another level of Whirling Axes so I get some serious burst damage on Jug after he spins. And it also hits Pugna, even if Pugna ghosts himself. Or ghosts me. Can still hit him with it. Jug does not have boots. Yeah, my agility gain now is 2.5. I think it was 2.9. I'm just trying to abuse the range on Jug. He really can't withstand harass very well if it's right-click harass. Magic harass he handles a lot better. I can see Pug does not with Jug for at least a few moments. Alright. Just get one more right click if I can. Yep, there we go. Alright, so what do I want next? As a troll, I'm thinking that, you know, the next smaller item I need is probably a Morbid Mask. That way I can stay in the fights a lot longer. You know, little things like that, they always help. And then maybe a Sanjin Yasha just to get that extra HP so I can resist co-op. Alright, then I'll take one stack of Ferber just so if I attack him twice or so, I can get some real hits on him. Oh, crud. Scary. Alright, thanks to a good pull. Actually, kind of a bad pull just because it's going to ruin the creep wave. It really is, since it got buffed this last patch, you know, with the bigger buff I talked about before. Now I would say you'd always get it on Troll. Before, there might have been a game where Manta Style might have been better, because he is an agility hero. So other agility items, you know, could work. But now, it's not, it's so good. You know, the main chance, the main percent on slow. It's just so much better that I just don't see why you wouldn't. But I always consider it. I always reconsider every time. Even if it happens to be that every situation it would be better, I'm going to make sure in my head before I commit to that. That was not so helpful, I'll be honest. Until I get my Morbid Mask, I'm going to be struggling a little bit. He preempted me. When I stopped next to him, he was in the process of doing it. Jug shrined up. No thanks. Gotta get out of this dangerous situation. My Tango's still on cooldown for a little while longer. I'll only use range just to increase my safety. And now I'll be right-clicking solely for lifesteal. Mostly, anyway. I don't mind, you know, pushing the wave a little bit if it gets me some health. Especially since they're pushing against us anyway. Alright, I'm doing much better on health now, and I almost have ults, which will make me a force to be reckoned with against this Jug. Alright, Sanyasha's probably next, like I said. I do need some TPs, though. I just haven't had the chance. I'm still in it, unfortunately. Jug's not even level 6 yet, so I have an advantage on him in experience, at least by a little. There are 3, so I definitely don't want to push this too far. He got him, that's fine. You know, I thought my axe would get him there, but Death Prophet did almost all the work, so that's fine. Death Prophet Earthshaker really messed that whole thing up. As in a good way, like messed them up. Alright, I'm getting my stacks. I'm ready. I'm attacking fast. We're shredding the tower. This will be a tier 1 before 10 minutes. Alright, I definitely want to have, oh, wait. Bottle. Yep, okay. That's what I thought. Since they're in a spot, I think it's probably ideal for me to, just get Roche right now. I think I can do it. I'm a little bit iffy on my capabilities. Of course. Come on. Get my fervor stacks going. This should be easier. I really can't. That was just wrong. I was mistaken about my capabilities. I'll just farm other stuff then. Hey, if you realize you're wrong, just move on. Don't make the same mistake again. Troll just, it's hard to get Troll to get in there as early as you'd like, because it just doesn't do enough damage. Got the armor, just don't have anything else. It also stinks because my, you know, I don't have a lot of stacks in Fervor. If this is still here, I'll grab it, and I'll be happy to have it. Alrighty, moving top lane. I hope I double down successfully. What's my challenge? Oh, the runes. Nice. It's an easy challenge because I haven't done anything towards that end, and it's still just happening naturally. Very nice, very nice. I don't even care about Jug, to be honest with you. Not really. I don't have a lot of health, so like I really like a lot of max health. So I don't really want to get hit by ult, but as long as there's something else around to take some of the hits, I'll be fine. That's really sad. Alright. Get another one real quick. Boom. Bounty runes are beautiful. Next Crystal Maiden, I can use these to farm sometimes, which makes this a lot faster. Sanji Yasha is a lot cheaper than it used to be. That's one of the another reason why it's great. It's just a cheap item. Let's get my Yasha in here. Whew. Alright, Sanji Yasha. I'm sorry, just Yasha. I wish it was Sanji Yasha already. That'd be crazy. Getting a lot stronger. Just makes us faster. Farming speed is important, so if taking Ancients is going to take too long, I might as well use the ult. It's a low cooldown anyway. It's only 30 seconds, so... About to get my 10 agility. Well played. That's a dead tower, unfortunately. I wish I had had the forethought to see that happening and go there. I saw something, but I didn't know it was Shadow Shaman. On my way. Not on my way. I may have almost screwed the Death Prophet there by carrying that into her, but it worked out for the best, so I'm not too displeased. That's me. Good money. Oh yeah, I'll come with him. One way or the other. Where are we going? I decided to get my level 4 fervor. It's a big change into my my farming speed and Roche attempt speed. I look small, like only 5 attack speed, but it's 5 per stack, so that's 35 attack speed when I have 7 stacks on somebody, which really adds up. I'll Roche once I have my level 2 ult and Sanji Yasha. That's my plan now. Which will happen at similar times. Oh wow, the catapults. I keep forgetting how strong they are now. That's ridiculous. Alright, BKB next. It's just smart. I really can't be there. I mean, I'll walk, but... No mana regen because Crystal Maiden's dead. Very sad. I'll be able to Roche as soon as Well, as soon as I want, really. I'll wait for the smoke, of course, and probably tell my teammates start making an appearance other places. But, I got no issues, you know. Doing Roche is pretty easy for me now, I would think. Just so I'm definitely out of their vision. I might run into a hero, and if that's the case, so be it. Sometimes stuff happens. Alright, see, now I do real damage. I got a bunch of agility since then, you know. Got the Sanji Nyasha, which gives flat damage as well. I'm tankier, which means my regen's higher, my base HP is higher. I'm getting, like, quadruple bashed here. Spectre ult's a problem. They just gotta keep this held for me. There. They kept it held. Awesome for us. Big deal. Now we have Roche. I'll regen off creeps because Troll can do that. Now that I'm getting this up, I'll have more attack speed. My bash will bash longer. Probably should have taken my bash challenge because I don't often play heroes with bash. But I'll bash longer, bash harder, all that good stuff. The harder is really barely, but, you know, still. I have Crystal Maiden. Why do I care about it? I don't need the mana that bad. Awesome. Oops. I'm okay with pushing. It's fine with me. I got Aegis, you know what I mean? That's what it's for. Alright, now I'm attacking like crazy, so as soon as it's not fortified, which it seems to be fortified for a year, by the way. Now I'm super fast. I do need some lifesteal real quick. Hopefully they understand that. Ooh, not good, not good. No. No, Earthshaker. Oh, I have Aegis. I forgot. I'm still in trouble, but it's better. There's no way I can save him. That's just the end of what it is. Personal opinion, I mean, if he disagrees, I don't necessarily blame him, but I just don't think that was safe. We didn't get the tower, which is sad. It was a bad fight because Quap caught a lot of us in the ult, and then caught them in another ability, and then there was the whole, you know, Juggernaut and all that jazz. But, you know, you do what you can. All I gotta worry about is finishing my BKB. Because then none of that crap matters. I took the armor, by the way, because movement speed's nice. I love it. But Jug Ult is going to be one of the biggest damaging things to me, and I want to make sure that I can resist it, and armor directly makes that just not matter. Reduces that damage because it's physical. It reduces Spectre's right-click damage. That way I can really just sit there and just tank it. Which is going to be what I have to do. On my way. Shadow Shaman has no escapes if someone were to hit him. Because then the Blink Dagger's on cooldown, but I don't know if it's worth the investment. I'm going to go for the creep wave. I'll never get her. She's gone. I have no ability to chase. I got no... My axes are all on cooldown. Might as well get as much worth of it as I can. Just push. Ooh, this is a good game so far, though. I'm feeling it, you know? My team's gonna finish the challenge. I love this attack speed, though. From a range, to 2 does the same damage as long as the fast chance isn't a factor, which against the tower, it's not. I'm going to get a Daedalus, actually. I'm feeling the Daedalus. Just for that immediate damage potential, I kind of need burst, and that's the best burst I'm going to get, you know, that's built into the character, like, that works with the character. I'll take the 26 gold, and that means Spectre's level 13, by the way. Am I right? Level 13 Spectre. How did I know? Beautiful math. The game just tells you things like that, and I love that. I just want them to know that I do have the, you know, the BKB ready. It's going to be a big factor to our fighting capabilities. Bash, bash, bash. Okay, or just kill it first. That won't go away by the time I'm done with this, so I'll just circle back around. No big deal. I'm starting to get really strong here. Even with the agility gain nerf, which I support, by the way. You know, I'm still pretty strong. Is Roche up is the real question. Wasn't trying to be rude, you know? Not yet. I'll just take their ancients so that they can't. Granted, they come back every minute, so taking camps isn't as big of a deal, but I'm next to my team, I'm available if a fight breaks out, and I'm getting, you know, farm. I got a level, for example. Come on, bash. I got a bash. Troll Warlord. Cut loose on the tower because that's what he does. This is a big deal, by the way. We're taking Iraq's at 26 minutes. I ulted to back up the Legion, make sure that actually happened. I really shouldn't be the one tanking this, but I'll do what I have to do. I need to back up. I think I'm too fast for Spectre. Without a Radiant, Spectre can't do shit. I'm gonna use my Sanctuary. If Spectre chases, Spectre's dead. Roche is still down. That's very sad. Need some health real quick. Roche should be up any second, I thought. It's been a long time. I'm actually very surprised by that. But I'm fully healing either way, so I'm happy. Got level 3 ult. I mean, I got my Crystallis when I was in that fight near the fountain. I mean, I'm golden right now. And this is exactly why I chose Troll. Spectre can't do anything about me. He has no answers for me. Especially since he obviously farmed very poorly. Spectre is 4 and 5 and apparently has no money at all. Comparative to me. It does if he's in ranged form. It treats him as a ranged hero for all effects such as the Vanguard block chance, Dragon Lance, Echo Saber. It would work if he was melee, not if he was ranged. It actually changes him. Same thing with Metamorphosis for Jerky McJerkface, Terrorblade. I am a jerk. I'm just gonna sell cheese. Cheese used to be able to be sold. What? Okay. I'll sell Poor Shield then. Get something, right? Killing the shrines. Maybe it's because it's in my backpack. I don't know. Cheese used to be able to be sold. I don't want to be directly caught in that. I don't know which one's real. I gotta wait. I have Aegis, I really don't care about what they have to say about me. Ah, 40 damage sounds good to me. I'm fine, I don't need it. I just regen. That troll life, though. Next, I would work on my Satanic. Daedalus too strong, by the way. I have this, so that was a very poor decision. That was all we needed. I'm fine. I made a mistake. Mistake has been fixed. All good. I mean, I'm like ready to go. The problem is my team really can't follow as well as I would hope. But we are taking racks and stuff, so it's okay. It's worth it. Oh, come on. I'm dead. Oh my god. I'm shocked. They did a lot of damage to me because of that ghost. But that's okay. It's fine. I have the Spectre, so it was still a lot of net worth we gained. And net worth that he lost. I hope my double down went through, because I have total faith we're going to win this. We still have tier 1, 2 tier 2s, and they are missing 2 racks. And the lane they do have the racks is the one we have the tier 1 in. So, you know, we'll be fine. I just gotta get this this satanic so I can actually sit there and do stuff. My BKB just isn't enough. Because they really want me dead. He's buying a Yules, which irritates me because it's just another Yules to keep putting me up in the air. Alright, Legion's got some more dual damage, which is pretty good. Jug is still poor, I guess. He's got Manta Style, and that's it for a real item. Compared to him, I'm, you know, rich. I am King Midas. It's ridiculous. He is, like, so poor. My one item there is more money than he has. Then I have the Sanjin Yasha. Then I have the BKB. Then I have, you know, a Morbid Mask. Mythical Hammer together. So half of my Satanic, pretty much. Ah, crud. That stunk. I gotta get out. No other choice. They're doing really good high ground defense, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna have to farm a little bit. Level up a little bit. Maybe when I get my my magic resistance, I can survive a little better against the Pugna Queen of Pain. I don't like to stand idle, but the camps are literally about to spawn, so I will. It's not a good thing, but the reason I'm not saving for buyback really is because we have towers, like we have a fort, then we have other towers blocking our racks, so like I'm not gonna need to come back that fast. It's not up. I guarantee you. It just happened. I mean, if someone wants to look, they can feel free, but it's not up. Even on its lowest spawner, I don't think so. We need pickoffs. We need them to be separated, basically. The last fight, some of them bought back, I think. I'll just be happy when I finally get my my satanic so I can stand there and just duke it out. Granted, they keep disabling me. I'm just gonna have to save my BKB. That's Quap. Are they gonna get Quap? I don't think so. Just running through, getting farm. Secret shop, that's where I'm going, baby. It also tanks me up. Also beneficial. I gain 500 health, just like that. Boom. Next, if I were to buy an item, I might get a Scotty for some... Oh, that's just not a thing. Sorry. Solo hero, no thanks. Mostly just for the damage and stuff. On my way. Do you want cheese DP? DP can use it more. A lot more, actually. I like the health, but I have other ways of regenning, and so does DP, but DP's getting focused to stop the regen. Best answer? Just have that item. Just boom. Full health, full mana. Try again, you know? I want to get that level 30. Oh. I'll take that. Alright, let's look for somebody and destroy them. Satanic, friends. I have Aegis as well, so... Xiaozhan better run. Oh. They just have such long disables. I probably should have switched this over a long time ago to stop the chase. Wow! They just keep me down for a year. I'll have buyback in a second, fortunately. Like, come on. I did get the tower during that fight, but I just hate this matchup. When my BKB's down, I mean, Decrep has a 6-second cooldown, you know? And I think he might have a... No, it lasts longer, that's all. So 6-second cooldown that lasts for, like, what, 4.5 seconds because of the 1 second increase? Like, literally, if they're the only people left and Jug's already ulted, if he's ulted, I can just kill them. I can just take them both. Doesn't matter. I have Satanic. Like that last time. Jug jumped me. Did 90% of my health. Satanic, and he died. Because he can't hope to ever keep up with the Troll Warlord. Troll Warlord is scary. I'll be back soon, fortunately. DP never had the chance to use cheese, which is sad. Oh, this is. I know it feels bad, man. I hate it. I hate facing Pugna as this troll because your BKB just never lasts long enough. You know, it's never going to be long enough. Even at 10 seconds, Pugna will just get you. He'll wait. He'll wait. He'll just be there, and he'll wait until everything's cool, and then he'll destroy you. Whose Ags is that? Earthshaker? I guess there's benefit to that. I'd have buyback now, because now they've actually gained the ability to push towers fast, because they've gotten so many levels and stuff off these fights. I have buyback, so that's cool. Oh, that's an invis, but Legion will take it. I have to get out. There's no other option. There's no safe option. I get a chance to activate my Satanic, and that's really sad. Nobody's able to focus anybody, and it's really a problem we've been having for a while. I got Jug to nothing. Why didn't Jug die? I don't know. Maybe I need like a Shadow Blade so I can initiate on somebody. But that doesn't seem like the likely answer either. I'm gonna have to stay back here. I can't possibly hope to fight them for a tier 2 tower by myself. Legion going over there is gonna help distract them, but Legion's gonna die for it. Right now. I'm just letting you know he is going to die. End of story. Queen of Pain doesn't have anything extra that I really care about that she didn't have before. Spectral should not have been that bad. I've been saying that for a year. Yes, kill Pugna. He's the only person who damages me. He prevents me from lifestealing. That's the problem. So Satanic is a waste. The passive and active. Passive and active for Satanic is a waste. I can't do any damage because my spells do nothing. I mean... Ooh, 230. Shadow Shaman's mine. Got BKB. He's dead. If I can just find him again. All I want to do is run into my little Shadow Shaman friend. BKB, ult, dead. Well, hit BKB, ult, dead. Spectre's a much harder target, though. I don't want to do that. He has a heart. That was no vision. That's something of a benefit. We're getting caught out, and that's the problem. Spectre ult by itself shouldn't be a problem. It's that we don't have any wards. Really? Pug is dead. They all died? How is that possible? It's not Spectre. Why does he keep saying Spectre? And I contributed to it too, but next person who hits Spectre, I'm gonna slap. Well, I got a fort for a reason, right? Not really. I will have to, because everything else is going so poorly, but I shouldn't have to, you know? It's one of those things. Here's a gem anyway. I'm trying to think of why. Nobody's using into. Oh, Earthshaker, I said. There we go. Nice. Good start. Good start. That helps us. We kept our tier 2 tower. He's dead. Yeah, CM ult hurts. CM ult is actually going to hurt us more than help us if Spectre's inside of it. But what are you going to do? With Shadow Shaman dead, I mean, this is our one opportunity, realistically. In some ways, it might be. Oh. They realized their mistake. Huh. The problem is we just can't keep them down. Did 29 damage, guys. Worth. We need that 8 Exorcism Spirits, to be honest. Oh, I see 2 right there. That kind of sucked. That was cool. The problem is we just need to take the dang racks. But it's not happening. I really just want to run in there, BKB, and hit the racks. This isn't a bad idea. Now it's a bad idea. Help. Help, friends. Had to try. I got Pug then, too. That makes me... Oh, no, I didn't. I got Jug. Jug bought back? Okay. He bought back. What a jerk. That's just the truth. I might have to try to do some ridiculous backdooring, but the only good thing is they're really being kept in their base a little bit. From that. Yep. Crud. Yes. That was huge. That is exactly what we needed. Alright, how much is a Shadow Blade, by the way? 2,700? Screw it. All the troll money. Oh, crap. I'm dead. High ground TP. We got Megas, guys. Megas is the way to go. I mean, doing a Shadow Blade isn't the worst idea. It does give me damage and stuff, and I'm never going to buy back again because it's such a long cooldown, so I'm going to do it. Gives you some damage, too. 22 damage, 30 attack speed. You know, it's better than nothing, basically. Megas are going to put a real damper on their day. Just trying to distract their creeps. Help. GG. Most likely. Just get back. I want to make it clear to the Spectre that I'm not going to tolerate his nonsense any longer. I don't know which one's real. Obviously that one, I think, but I just want to scare him. I need health. Yes. I will do that. They are back in force, though. Like, they're trying so hard. Minute and a half before fort, so we should probably be able to stop the next... Don't care about that. No! Hit! That's all I had. Ooh, that Spectre with 50 health, though. It's okay. Honestly, we put up a good fight. I would have buyback in 3.5 minutes, but... Or Shigar. Earth can do it. I don't know if like killing Jug might be the right move. Yes. Oh, scythe, nice. No pack. That's dumb. That's really dumb. He's damaging him a lot, don't get me wrong, but it's still not, it's not great. Oh! Oh! Yes! Woo! All the buybacks, and during this, they just lost the tier 4 tower. Oh my gosh. Whew, my heart's racing right now. He's got Quap too. I mean, this actually might be over. On spawn, I could go in there and kill Spec. No, Pugn'll be there. I can't. I'll say for buyback. It's smarter. It's the safest bet I can make right now. Is that in 2 minutes, in case things go wrong, I have buyback again. I'm fast anyway. I can just get there, so it's not really an issue. Nope, they're all going in. I can't afford to wait. Got Spec. Game over. Yes! Oh, yes! What a well-deserved game. I'm so happy I picked Troll. 1,400. Give it to me. That ES deserves a commend. Where is that beautiful man or woman? Tip, commend. Oh. That's so big. Real quick, let's check if I double down. I did, friends! The double down went through! Oh, 50 MMR. Oh, I'm so happy. I am up to 3,338. We broke 3,300. We smashed through the barrier. And I get a Clink Stance. Nice. Xylobones. I can respect that. I can equip that. Boom. Nice. Oh, I still have time for another game, too. This is great. I am going to start observing the match for a moment before I actually queue. I want to give myself a second. So, net worth-wise, the scariest thing was that Spectre and Queen were catching up to me. I still had the most money in the game, which was great. But they were catching up real fast, and that's not cool. Very scary. Most of the damage in our team was actually a mix of me, Legion, and Earthshaker, which surprised me. Death Prophet, too. We all did a lot. Crystal Maiden didn't, but she was really supporting hard. She spent 2,000 on support items, and she was more locking people down, like she built into a Scythe, for example, which really helped us. No blame for her there. That was fine. She did do 0 and 10, but she got 27 assists, so I won't complain. Like, I didn't ever see her make really dumb plays, even if she wasn't the best. Earthshaker got some sweet ults. That's one of the main reasons we won was the great team fight near the end. Their team fight was falling off, and ours was getting better because of Earthshaker getting his Aghanims, you know, which was cool. Honestly, I'm going to say the reason we won this was because of matchups. Legion's amazing against Shadow Shaman. Legion's amazing against Jug. Quap. Decent against Spectre for most of the game. I am amazing against Spectre. I'm amazing against Jug. I'm good against Shadow Shaman if I start the initiation. I'm good against Pugna if I start the initiation because he'll die too fast to be able to decrypt properly. And I'm okay against Queen of Pain because I'll be Gimpy. Great picks here. These are both good. Death Prophet's pretty strong against their team because the Spectre is hitting her down. She's just sucking health in anyway. It doesn't matter. Pugna's the same way. She hurts him when he's decrypt, and she still casts when she's decrypt. So it works out. Shadow Shaman holding her down really does hurt her, but she built a Lotus Orb so that Shackles wouldn't work. So she couldn't be stun locked by him. Even though it still kind of happened, she tried to fight against it. Quap is kind of rough for Death Prophet because she can always get away. So that's kind of a bad matchup. Crystal Maiden's kind of a rough matchup here. The only good thing is that she can hold down Quap and Spectre and do damage to Pugna when decrypt. So that's good. Earthshaker's great here. Bad against Jug, but good against Quap for the sudden damage. Good against Spectre for holding him down. Good against Shadow Shaman Pugna for the damage even while decrypt and that stuff. I mean, it was just really good matchups. I can start the queuing now. It was just really good matchups that melded well because we seemed to do better in lane. See, that's why I didn't queue right away. I knew it would happen instantly. I think we really did better in lane. We had an advantage for most of the game. We let them come back due to a poor few pushing, strategies we were employing. That was right there. But for the most part, we were doing much better than them, and we ended up getting our footing again. Player net worth, I was always ahead. For a while, Legion was really competitive, but kind of fell down a little bit. Death Prophet's the same way because their people picked up. But it all worked out. I mean, it was just big. Near the end, some of our bigger items are what mattered. Me getting Shadow Blade really helped me get Pugna killed. The Scythe of Ice helped a lot, and then these were for pushing. So I think a lot of factors played into that, but the biggest things, definitely the picks and the way we played the early game. So it looks like we have all the lanes covered. That's sad. I don't really know what I want to do then. I'm not a big fan of supporting, as you guys know. It's not my thing. But I'm not going to play outside lane, because it's just not very good right now. I'll support Sven, I guess. What's good here? Dragonite just needs to be held down. Damage isn't very helpful. You like Skyrath? I'll think on it. Skyrath's a good hero right now. I'm just not sure what I want to do. The problem with Skyrath is he's kind of squishy. But he's not a bad hero. He's fun. I haven't played him in a while, but he's doing well in the meta, in my opinion. I mean, nothing bad has happened to him. He's been doing pretty well. Atos is really good. It's really good on him. Usually, it was always good, but I would say it's probably better now, because it used to be a slow, now it's a brute, so it's just a better ability. Skyrath is very good against Legion, so I will pick it. Or, I literally tried to click that immediately, but that's my own fault, I guess. We're going to have good team fighting, good late game with these two. Legion scares me if she jumps on me, but that shouldn't happen too often. Also good against Underlord, because if Underlord's trying to hit somebody in pit, I can ult him. I'm so happy to have my MMR up. What a great day already. They're losing gold. I love that too. Anti-Mage. Ooh. Skyrath's still good. Silence is good against Anti-Mage. I still believe in this matchup solely because of the silence and Anti-Mage. That's what matters. Trying to think what else I want to buy on him. What builds into Atos now? I kind of forget. Is it a Bracer? I think it is, right? It's a Bracer and something else silly. I gotta check what's in Atos. They changed a bunch of things. I don't remember which they changed and which they didn't, so I'll just queue up Atos and see what else I could buy that would fit this, because I want to get something that will build into what I want. Yeah, if I get Mana Voided, I'm a walking time bomb. That's the only problem with the matchup. I cannot stand near my team if I'm casting. I'm going to have to be very careful. It's not a great pick. It does hurt me, but it's pretty good. It's like a counter thing. I counter him, he counters me at the same time, and I think it's gonna work out in a good way. Sniper was not the pick at all. Sniper's really bad versus AM, pretty bad versus Dragon Knight, really bad versus Legion. It just is. It's just bad. He got his word. I don't know why I keep saying that. Jungler's just not good anymore. Alright. Aw, we didn't even hit that level. I'm so upset. Oh yeah, we did. We did. It just doesn't look like it. Alright, so this is actually the tower I don't often see. Both of these. They're pretty cool. I like it. I like the dire one better, though. I don't feel that comfortable. I'm not going to predict or do any of that. Oh. Nobody knows. There we go. And I guess just because you're supposed to spend your starting golds, I will get an emergency fairy fire. Just for a little bit more harass and, you know, safety. Oh, wow. One of my Scarlet set, I guess, has stuff attached to it. I have this recently. I never even used it. So that's cool. That's why I'm not betting. Oh my god, they have 1,000 token. Jeez. That's scary. They're serious. I'm going to burn their seriousness with my undying kindness.
There is a much better choice. That's not bad.
I just... You know how I feel. We had this discussion before. They're wrong. Jungle is better after, like, 15 minutes if you can clear camps fast. It's only worth it if you can clear all the camps in the jungle in time. It only counts if you can clear the whole jungle, basically, at least the whole bit, like the one part of the jungle, in a minute, which you usually can't. Most heroes can't do that. So if you can't clear the whole thing, then it doesn't make up for it. I would have liked to put that a little bit higher, but I didn't want to get seen warding. Kind of meh. Meh positioning. By the way, I see you, JJ. Not say hi to me. Rude. Alright, who's in this lane? Underlord? Underlord is not going to have a good time here. He has good base regen, but that's all he has going for him. I saw him go in here. I found you. It's okay, I forgive you for not saying hi to me. I'm just a forgiving man today because I doubled down and won. The new double down feature is awesome, by the way. I feel it. No, Underlord's trying to stay in lane. That's not going to happen. Yeah, you haven't been watching lately. I have missed you. You're supposed to be one of my regulars and you haven't been here. The Afro chick is apparently just more devoted than you. See, that's when it's appropriate to say the Afro chick. One of those few circumstances. Oh, there comes the tower hit for me. No. Alright, so generally speaking, it depends on what you're going to get a Skywrath. Whether or not it's better to take, your Concussive Shot or your Ancient Seal. I'm going to take Ancient Seal because if he's silenced, Sven's damage does a ton. Even just that small damage it's 30%. Sven's stun doing 100, 30% is 30. And it's going to start scaling rapidly. I would tango, but like I actually think I'll have the chance to regen naturally because Underlord can't do anything to me. I'm basically just going to feed me and Sven this extra... He's going to screw it up, I guess. That's fine. Missing Underlord. Do 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 do. Where have you been, JJ? You've been doing like school stuff, work stuff, watching other streamers? How dare you? It's okay if you watch other streamers. I'm actually not that offended. Everybody needs a piece of the attention, you know? Even though I don't talk to any other streamers, I would like to think that we have a respectable community amongst everybody who streams Dota 2. I know that's not true because lots of them hate on everybody else, but I like to believe it anyway. Alright, first item is mana boots. You haven't cheated? Okay, good. I trust you. I have belief. So touching. I feel truly honored. I love, by the way, when people watch me primarily. Whether they watch other people or not is fine. But it makes me feel special. Like I'm the main streamer. It's nice. I can feel the love. That's why I do it. Because I can tell you this. I'm certainly not making any money. So obviously I have to have some other reason. It's just for that. It's for helping other people get better at Dota. That's what it's for. If you guys could just take 1 or 2 lessons I teach you and go and raise your MMR, it was totally worth it to me. Teach you guys about Manta styles, tread switching, hero counters and matchups, item builds, skill builds, new mechanics, because obviously patch notes are really big and dense, so I'll explain the important parts of patch notes. By the way, did I think one of Skyrath's talents changed. I think it's the spell lifesteal, because I don't think he had that before. I don't remember.
Help other line. I'll just going for.
Underlord is nowhere to be found. Oh, by the way, good job on killing Coddle, Shadow Fiend. Love it. Underlord is like literally nowhere. He just like quit the game. I want to be productive for this Fed, but like, I don't know. Dude, there you go. See, that's what I love to hear. Now I already feel all tingly inside. Helping people is what it's about, you know? Being able to make a difference in somebody else's Dota, you know, experience is actually very difficult. You really have to, like, commit to... Oh, nice. This is where it's at. You have to commit to trying to help somebody, you know what I mean? You have to really get into it. It's not something you just do passively. You have to actually play and know what you're talking about. So I like that I can provide some sort of service for people. Good game, well played. I'm just glad I could help Shadow Fiend. People usually... That's a big thing, too. Going back to the teaching aspect. People often think that the person who's playing mid is responsible for ganking, end of story. That's usually the way mid is played. That's the most efficient way mid is played. However, some mids are farming mids. Does Shadow Fiend have a bottle? Some people are farming mids. In a farming mid, like kind of Shadow Fiend, honestly, isn't going to gank as early as you might hope. So don't be afraid to go gank for him. I found an Invis rune, I went and killed their mid. And the effects of that are massive. Shadow Fiend's net worth has probably jumped up, you know, a couple hundred. And Dragon Knight's net worth dropped a couple hundred. And as much as a couple hundred doesn't sound like a lot, it matters. A couple hundred right now would put me really close to mana boots, for example. And if I had mana boots with Sven right now, we would just take this tower. Literally just like that. We would require a response from half their team to stop us, because we would just run in a single person, we'll get stun locked. Stun, silence, slow, damage. And then by the time they're really getting away, it's stun again. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. So make sure that you gank for your mid if you have to. Wherever the lanes are in need is where you have to go. Even if you don't like the people you play with, if you don't trust them, you gotta give it a shot. Give them a chance to, you know, prove you wrong about how good or bad they are. And on the note of watching Twitch, I'm actually not a big Twitch watcher either. Oh, absolutely. Slow on Underlord. Just in time. I have a Fairy Fire, no big deal. Yeah, the changes to experience make it dominating a lane, like having a free lane, huge for the XP and net worth of the lane. Oh, he even... Oh my god, he's so good. He even used the Iron Branch. What a guy. Yeah, but on Twitch note, I don't actually watch Twitch a lot. I started watching Twitch, and I'll just do a call out now for Bear Taffy. He does not play Dota, but Bear Taffy is like a fun, casual, you know, video game player. In some games he gets really into, even though he tries to play them casually, he actually gets really good. He played Spelunky, that's what got me. He's really good at Spelunky. And that's the only reason I started Twitch, and I just thought to myself, you know, if I could do what he does, but for, you know, different games, like, that would be great. You know what I mean? Like, teach people, in fact, because that's just something that I'm into, is teaching people how to be better. Like, I have a friend right now who I try to coach every once in a while, you know, private coaching sessions, because, you know, he's a friend of mine, to help him get better. So I thought if I could do that, that would be, like, the greatest thing ever, and so I do. Just something meaningful, you know? Oop, I got their Fortify out. Nice. It really is. I mean, honestly, teaching people how to play anything, do anything. Like, I'll teach people how to play various video games. Because as a side note, I don't just play Dota. I obviously play other games. Like, I'm quite skilled at Halo, for example. Like, I'll teach people to play Halo. You know, if somebody was at my house and they're like, teach me to be good, I'll be like, alright, you're on. You know what I mean? Some people just have that sort of attitude. Some people are mentors. Some people aren't. And, you know, either way, do what you love. I actually at some point hope to expand this channel to do other games besides Dota. It's just that Dota is one of the games that I am currently the most knowledgeable of, and it's very popular. I also just love Dota. Like, I've been playing Dota for, I think, 4 years. I'm estimating, but about 4 years, and I'm not tired of it yet. Which is surprising, because usually games last, you know, only so long, and I'm kind of like, ah... Ha 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 ha. So the plan there, by the way, was the silence. Yeah, it's. I mean, for most people play a lot more Dota. Actually, most people started when it was Dota 1. I'm gonna go back to base. This is too dangerous. Most people started when it's Dota 1, so they have like a lot of experience. I'll actually just check real quick because I think I can check. I have 2,730 hours, and while I'm walking, I started 7/29/2013, so almost 4 years. It just gives you a lot of experience, to be honest with you. Like, when you play that much, you learn a lot, and that's why I figured it's a good game to stream. I know a lot about this game compared to most games. You know, I know the ins and outs of, you know, pure damage, magic damage, magic resistance. How, for example, physical damage does not work like most people think it does. When you have armor is diminishing return when you gain it, and exponential return when you lose it. So, like, positive 10 armor is less it's less valuable to go from 9 armor to 10 than it is to go from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 gives you like 16 resistance or something, but obviously, like, at my point where I have 11 armor standing next to Sven because of the aura, if I gained 1, I'm not going to gain another 16. I mean, that would be ridiculous. I'm not gonna kill him, unfortunately. Oh my god. No. Scarith Mage, use your super fast speed. Get away from that Dragonite. Get away from that Dragonite. He's too slow. Unless somebody else comes and helps him, he's not gonna get me. Thank goodness. Yeah, if you play any game for this long, you put in the hours. Who has a Shadow Blade? I guess, it must be Legion. Must be Legion. Well, how many hours have you played? Because it's really the hours. Like, again, I have 2,730 hours currently, as of this exact moment. It really depends on how much you play. It's like, I've had times where I took a month or two off as well, just to refresh myself on the game, so I don't get, you know, overwhelmed. But, you know, it's mostly the hours, and it's especially hours where you learn. I didn't start Dota, like, solo. My friend said, play Dota, and I said no. I said, I don't want to get into MOBAs. MOBAs suck. Why not play League? Right, exactly. And 410 isn't even... That's not bad. But the more you play, the more you learn. My friend said, you know, play it. It's better than League. I promise. It's better than the other MOBAs. I play it. I'll teach you. And I said no. He fought with me on it for like a month. Probably almost a month. He kept arguing with me, telling me I have to do it. And I finally said, fine, I will try once. If I hate it, we're never talking about it again. And he said, okay, fair enough. So we played, like, for a day. We played, like, you know, 3 hours or so. And I was really skeptical. I was like, I don't know if I really like this game. And then just as time progressed, I just fell in love with it. I was like, you know what? I could get good at this. You know, and I had some, like, natural affinity because I had played similar games. Like, I'm not going to say it's similar, but StarCraft has a similar feel to it. Like, you know, I'm hitting buttons, I'm doing things. I'm terrible at StarCraft, though. Dota is better than League, in my opinion. If it wasn't, then I don't know why I would be playing Dota. I'd be pretty stupid. I just like the skill ceiling is why I like it. But I started playing, and I just fell in love with it. So he taught me everything he knew. He had been playing Dota since... you know, like 2011, maybe before that, I think. So he already had years of experience training under somebody else, and that kind of thing passes on. I'm walking around arbitrarily, and I really shouldn't be. That's not, like, efficient at all. So I'm going to stop doing that and go mid. Sven doesn't need me to jungle, like, farm jungle. But, you know, you just have to learn from somebody. They say to be an expert at something, you need, like, what is it, like 10,000 hours of, like, directed experience, which means not just experiencing it, but experiencing it in the right way, which would mean somebody training you in the proper way, or something like that. So it matters. It matters how you play. If you play with people who are better than you and you ask questions, you watch people who are better than you and you ask questions. That's why I'm here, by the way, just for that reason alone, to provide that service in a friendly environment. You will get way better at Dota. Like, I still play with guys who are better than me. Like, I play with a guy who only supports. And I'll just say, honestly, he's significantly better than me. He's a good guy, too. He's very nice. He's very open. And I'll just ask him. I'll be like, dude, what should I do? And he'll be like, I would do this if I were you. And I'll be like, all right, I trust your opinion. Russia hard. Oh, jeez. What heroes? Just every hero? Or did you only play strength heroes? Yeah, it's something that's very important. So also, I will say for benefit, if you guys are sticking with me for the long run, because I'm not going to stop streaming. Like, I'm already in it at this point. No, I'm not going to, like, stop doing it. I plan, even though it's not, like... I have to take this because Shadow Fiend won't have the time. Even if life circumstances come up, I'm always going to stream for as long as I'm physically capable, because I like it. Bye. I'm sorry, I just paused myself. That poor Legion. He had no idea. I feel bad. He had no idea. He had a good duel, too. He had that. Anyways, team was TPing in. But I can't even. My plan is that when I am able to devote some more time... Hard on Viper isn't terrible. It's just not a good early game item. It doesn't do as much for you as you'd hope. But I plan when I have the time to really devote to it, I want to have sessions where I'll play with my followers. So, like, if I ever had... I don't know if I can help this guy. That didn't hit him. I got scared, though. Oh, no, I'm dead. Buy some TPs. I wanted to start sanking up for a kill there, but that's okay. Ooh, Shadow Fiend! Oh, it was totally worth it. It was totally worth it. Yeah, limited hero pool is actually still kind of a good thing for new players. Because if you're too high of an MMR, it kind of stalls you for how long it can how long it'll take you to queue up, because there's nobody at your MMR playing limited heroes. So people like me can't. Like if I try to like go trash people in limited heroes, it'll take me like 40 minutes to queue or something ridiculous. But I plan to play with my followers, you know, loyal followers like you guys. In fact, all 3 of you guys, because you've been around for a reasonable amount of time. I plan, like, if I can get the time to stream more days, one day would be devoted to just playing with you guys. You know what I mean? We'll have, hopefully I'd have more followers at that point. So, you know, I'll pick 9 people. We'll play matches together. And since I'll obviously be streaming it at the same time, I can give criticism, which of course will affect the people playing because they'll hear it, because I'm sure all of you will want to see yourself on stream, so you'll probably have the stream open. You can rewatch the stream anyway afterwards because they all go to YouTube. That's something I would love to do. It's just not. I just don't have enough followers to support it being a regular thing, and it's hard to get started. So it's easier if I was a partner with Twitch, because if I was a partner with Twitch, I could have actual subscribers, and then I can easily separate the subscribers from everybody else, because I know that kind of thing. I will say, mech on old Viper back in the day, which is what you're talking about, used to be the always you buy item. So I have no judgments of that. Everybody did it. It's not just you. I don't have any words. What am I doing in my life? I am so bad at this game. Yeah, exactly. It'll be great. You know what I mean? And I obviously have respect for people who are early adopters of my stream. You know what I mean? So like if the day comes that you know, I have things where I choose people, I'm going to have at least some preferential treatment to the people who were there with me from the beginning. I'm obviously going to be fair. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, you weren't there since the beginning, you guys can't play. But, like, I might be like, oh, I got these 3 guys. Like, I'm going to play my first game with them for sure, because they've been here for, you know, however long. 6 months, a year, 2 years, it doesn't matter. You know, I have respect for, I need those dang words. I have respect for people who come early. You know what I mean? I don't forget. Like, I even on my, my Moobot. My Moobot, I couldn't remember the name for it. Like, I have regulars listed, so I remember who was there from the beginning. Every game kind of iffy. Armlet's often better than Morbid Mask. But those aren't even bad items, you know what I mean? The worst thing about any item build is when you add in the word always. Now, I'm notorious for buying things almost always, sometimes. And I'm not always right when I do it. But there's some heroes that always is kind of more or less okay. It's like if you're playing a Spectre, a hard carry position 1 Spectre that's planned for the late game, your build's going to look very similar. You know what I mean? Like, I rarely move off of what it is, but usually the always is the problem. Might be great items, might not be great items in different matchups. It's okay. I mean, on DK in recent times, I build Treads because he needs more carrying potential later because he just falls off. I usually build Treads, and then I'm trying to remember. Treads, Armlet, probably. Sometimes I buy a Morbid Mask, but not recently. I don't find it super great right now. It's just not helpful for him. And then a Sanjin Yasha is usually good. A Dragon Lance is actually great, just because when he ults, you're a force to be reckoned with. Like, that's when stuff really hits the fan. And after that, a Basher could be fine. It depends on the matchup. You know, if the Basher's appropriate, then I would buy it. A Heart can be fine. Don't let it scare you. So, you basically only do Armlet, you only activate an Armlet in the fight. You know what I mean? You don't use it to farm. Don't worry about it. It's not worth it. I got a ward. It's not for that. It's for fighting. And it's actually really good, because it adds so much damage for strength heroes all of a sudden. And DK's armor and health mitigate the damage you're going to take. Now, the armor doesn't mitigate the strength, the health leech itself, but it means that you're not going to take as much from the enemies, so you probably won't die. Nice job. They did so good there. These guys are actually doing great. I'm not really helpful anymore. I was super helpful early, but now I'm kind of falling off. I need to ward. Ward. I don't want to take that because if I take that, I'll take it. Oh my god. What were the chances? This anti-mage doesn't even know. He thinks I'm following him, but he doesn't know I'm following him. Okay, that's fine. I got level 4 Ancient Seal, so like I'm ready to let loose on him. I think he's going for this large camp to stay out of the lane. Nope. Where is he? Goodbye. Snipers assassinate, hit him there. Armlet's a good item, you know what I mean? Like, it really is. It adds so much damage for strength heroes. It adds burst health. That's one of the biggest things. It prevents you from dying to low damage abilities, basically. That's the point, anyway. I think a Glimmer Cape here would actually be pretty good, but a Yule's is better. So I'll do Yule's and an Aether Lens. That's what I think is probably best here. It's iffy, but it's probably the best thing. I'm coming, but I'm not going to make it. Keep going, keep going. Alright, I'll give him the mana he needs to do whatever he wants to do. But it just gives you that burst healing, so like you're about to take damage, you Armlet. You now have so much more health that it really doesn't matter. And since Armlet works the way that it does, even if you have 1 HP, if you use Armlet and it drains you to 1, turning it off does not kill you. It can only bring you back to 1. Do I like putting Atos on Skywrath Mage? Is that what you mean? Because I think that right now, Atos is so strong. They had to make it more expensive because of... a little bit anyway. It's 20 more expensive. Whatever, they had to make it different because it was too good on int heroes with the damage amp and the extra right-click damage and all that. Atos is always good. Ever since it changed to a root, it's like the best item on Skywrath Mage. Like, end of story. It's so good. It's like, it should be illegal. And I didn't see his DK skin, I'll have to look. I have a couple DK skins that I like. But like, ooh. That's bad. No duel. He's gonna ult me. I'm dead. There's nothing I can do to stop it. Just let it happen. I at least kind of distracted from what happened over there. So it changed. So it has bracers now instead of the vitality booster. It actually technically gives you a little bit less health, and it gives you less int because not as much int is put into it. But it gives you more of other stats. So now it gives you some agility and some damage and more flat strength. And although the strength doesn't equal as much health overall, it doesn't add up. You lose a little bit. It is better for strength heroes because they get that damage. So a strength hero with a Rod of Atos now gets 21 damage total. 15 from strength, 6 from damage. Before they got 0 damage from Rod of Atos. So they tried to make Rod of Atos more accessible to non-int heroes, but it hurts the int heroes who buy it. But it's still just so good. Roots are so strong right now. You just cannot get better than that, you know? I have to root a bunch of people. It's gonna take forever. I like all these questions, by the way. This is what I love. I love having an interactive stream. We're talking about stuff. I'm killing Legion Commanders with my ults. Nice. What am I going to build next? I think Spell Lifesteal is good. I'm on my way. On my way. On my way. Yeah, it's a pretty cool set. I think I have that set, but I'm not 100% on that. Yeah, CM's really good for the root quest. Creeps in the way. I'm dead. I'm actually dead. Well, that's okay.
I can't carry you guys. You guys are too fucking heavy.
Shadow Fiend's carrying us, actually. Sven's getting online really hardcore. He's, like, super strong, but he's not the one carrying us. Not currently. I mean, he's getting there, but it's mostly the fact that Shadow Fiend had a great early game. Which, when we talk about the breakdown here, it's Shadow Fiend. He got huge early. Such a high level, too. More wards. Works for me. Yeah, I want to put more wards up, but I actually have most of the map revealed right now, so it's not really important. Who is that? Anti-Mage? I don't think I can kill Anti-Mage, unfortunately. He's just inside the creep wave, so I can't really do anything. And if I cast, I'll just die. Honestly, my strategy is that if he jumps on me, I just Atos him and walk away. Alright, they're doing well. We're probably going to take a Rax here. They are going to take a Rax here, which is a big deal. Yep, we're definitely going to take a Rax here. And I'll push in bottom so that we're ready to take the next Rax. Come on, come on. Gotta get... This wave pushed. Takes forever. Oh, this will level me up, I think. Ah, so close. I got another level of concussive shot. I see my team's just like kind of backed up, which kind of irritates me because... I don't know what his issue is. I don't know what everybody's issue is. Everybody has a stick up their butt. Oops. Have bots around 10. Which is too few, but still. Granted, we've been so aggressive, I really can't put the vision in their jungle, but I am trying. I'm going out there, you know, I'm giving it an effort. It's not like Sand King helped me early. He bought super aggressive. Because of the way we're playing right now, I need to put this up there. There. That's good vision. Winner, nice. I just cast my slow and it just didn't cast, which is good because I would have missed. Remember with Skywrath, the most... Oop. Ow. I feel like with the people we have, I probably shouldn't have been killed, but it's okay. That's so funny. I could have used him, but I thought that it would work out better if I did that first, and it didn't. It didn't. It did not. No biggie. Still winning. The most important thing about Skywrath you have to remember is that your job, especially in this game, is to get a carry, lock them down, and do a bunch of damage so that your carries can kill them. And just to poke. It's just poking. Silence somebody who's about to do something big, and that's all. And I'm amping damage also. So like if Shadow Fiend's about to do something huge. Oh my god. Holy crap. We're just taking their throne. I'm trying to get there, but oh my. I'll probably have time for another game at this rate. Nice. More MMR for me. That hurts. Anti-Mage using his ult again, but at least it was on me. I don't know why it killed me. I had plenty of mana. I kind of thought we were staying in. I mean, people just keep backing up, and it's kind of sucky, but that's okay. I'll accept it. I die. My team gets kills for it. No biggie. I think a Force Staff would probably do me well. No, a Ghost Scepter would do me well. It's going to hurt me if AM ults me, but it's going to make it so AM can't hit me to drain my mana to ult me. My ward's kind of crappy, as you can see, but it still helps. Aether Lens, I guess, would be nice next in case I ever get the chance to afford it, which I don't think I will. I'm so slow. He did work this whole game. I just put in ward down just for the sake of getting challenges and stuff. This Sven's just toxic. I don't know why. Nothing happened. He's just like that, I guess. Not worth reporting, certainly. That would be ridiculous, but... let's see what I got. 24. That's not bad. What did Coddle do wrong? I don't know. I'm not gonna answer that question. I don't really know. I didn't watch it. I'd have to watch his side of the game. I'm at 3,362. This has already been a great game, but I got time for one more. So real quick, I'm just gonna be straight with it. Shadow Fiend farmed like a monster. I helped him. I ganked for him once. He already had space and he just got more space. Got items. Sven was obviously doing great with his new ults. It's hard for them to do anything about him. And AM takes too much time to get on to right click. Underlord can't do damage. Dragon Knight won't do enough damage. Keeper won't do enough damage. It's literally only Legion who can even possibly stop him when he's ulting. Which is scary because Sand King holds them down. Sniper's plinking away. And Sniper actually did okay too. He did fine. Honestly, I'm pretty sure the game was just, progressively going in our favor. Because Sniper was doing kind of okay. Sven was doing great. Shadow Fiend was doing amazing. And in my lane, I was kind of okay. I didn't buy enough support items, but, I tried. Sand King bought, the reason he got all the support items is the gem. Because he'd obviously be 900 down if he didn't buy the gem. The sentries were nice too. It sucks because he had a higher number than me, but it's mostly because of that gem. He'd be a lot less if he didn't have it. But whatever, he paid for a gem, that's nice. He just bought kind of greedy, considering that he actually had money too. He had 6,000 more gold. But no biggie. I wasn't too effective, but I basically was just food for them so that my team could kill them in the process. I mean, that's just how it is sometimes, They, I was going to answer the question. Base movement speed for Jakiro. He's actually pretty slow, but I think he's 295 and not 290. Could be wrong. And there just wasn't much else to it, I did what I could. I warded. I helped my lane win, so I at least got the Sven some farm. I forgot Sven was in my lane. I got the Sven a lot of farm in lane, which is quite obvious by the fact that Sven was doing great in that. I did my job early game. I did my job perfectly. I kept the crappy offlaner who shouldn't be against Sven back. You know what I mean? I helped him make sure he was good and set. And after that, I didn't really farm very efficiently or get enough experience, and you saw that. I should have bought tomes, number one. I should have farmed better. I should have been there helping my team more, so I would have got passive experience. That would have been nice. But, you know, stuff happens. I admit that that wasn't the best support game I've played. Everybody's lining up mid, so I'll just line up safe lane. You can't just call it. He was not the first one there. Invo was first. Oh, well then work it out. I don't know who I'm gonna play. That was cool. I appreciate that. Good player. Like, okay. Oh my god. I can't even check it. It was like 33. It was is like 3,350. I don't only play carries. You are way too concerned with everyone else. You are cancer. That's just what it is. He's just like, look at that. Alright, good luck on your game, my friend. Hopefully you do not run into this guy. Ever. Cancer. I believe in you. So, I'm fine against Bounty. I'm fine against Tiny. I'm pretty good against Lycan. Lycan has some strength in the fact that he has his crit chance. If he buys lifesteal and pushes, I can't really stop him very effectively, but... Your stat, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not an obsessor. Like, you're a stat... You're... Never mind. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth getting into him with it. It's just going to make me angry. He's just going to be ridiculous. I hope Axe... I don't hope he feeds because I want us to win above all else. But I hope he does crappy. I'm not going to buy Shivas, but I just... did that real quick. Disruptor is a problem for me. I'm going to have an issue with that. The only good thing is he's an int hero and I can blow him up. I just hope this isn't the game that I do poorly in, because that would really be bad for me. I would really feel like I failed my own promise of doing well. My average GPM isn't even that bad, number one, but I don't play only carries. I play carries on stream mostly, but when I play with my friends, I oftentimes play an offlaner, or I play a ganking mid instead of a, Honestly, just because of the matchups, I'm okay with this. I don't know about predicting, though. For some reason, I feel more okay about that. Yeah. Blink, of course. What was I going to say? It was something to do with something. Really lost my train of thought there. This guy's got me, you know what I mean? He's got me already. Oh, I was going to talk about the matchup. Okay, so Disruptor caused a problem for me, but I can blow him up. I think he's just kidding, but I just completely screwed up saying well said. That's okay. So I'm okay against Magnus.
Bounty Hunter will try to come.
I could say I know, and this is a good thing about you can learn about. I will answer your question. A good thing you can learn about etiquette. I could totally say I know, and it would come off as kind of rude. Or I could say, okay, his input was valuable. Even if I knew, his input was well-intentioned and valuable. So answering your question. Basically, Anti-Mage suffers against people who lock him down, especially. So people who ghost him, people who... I didn't choose the right challenge, by the way, I forgot. I got so distracted. I was supposed to take the Manta challenge, but it's fine. They don't have a lot of debuffs anyway that I was going to Manta off, so it really doesn't matter. Basically, you just don't want to be silenced or locked down. Silence isn't even that bad, depending. I cannot believe I missed an uncontested last hit, by the way. I basically just did that to tell Tiny to stop. It's not really going to work, but it was just to basically be like, okay, look, I'm paying attention. Leave my Winter Wyvern alone. It's over. Tiny's base damage right now is really going to screw me. These multiple range creeps are also screwing me. It's making me look bad to this Winter Wyvern, which upsets me because I'm not bad at last hitting, as you guys see all the time. I know what I'm talking about. But obviously, of course, when it counts, at least he's not in my lane, the guy who is trash talking. That makes me feel a lot better. Although knowing him, he's probably watching me instead of doing his own stuff. Well played. That's cool. Tiny can do a lot of damage, so Spell Shield. Basically, you just don't want to be silenced for too long so you can't blink and get your mobility. Or locked down with stuns, disables, and disarms. That's your main problem. In addition, early game pushers are a problem for AM, because he's not very good at fighting early, and they force him to rotate for his team when he can't afford to, and thus the team suffers. Because AM can't help. That's a good way to lose a game as AM. So basically, I'm getting a little bit of lag, by the way. It's nothing to do with my last hitting, but I'm having problems walking around. Basically, those are the bigger problems. As long as you get the space to farm, you should be fine, unless you were up against like a Troll Warlord, who's just gonna... He's gonna solo you, because Troll Warlord can solo pretty much any hero in the game when he's 6-slotted. No, you don't, Signing. I'm fine. First Blood. It's surprising. It's as if I almost know what I'm doing. Thanks to Winter Wyvern, by the way. He earned that kill by getting him that low in the first place. Now see, what Axe just said might be entirely accurate, but nobody's going to want to listen to him after the way he was acting.
Because Ramin is not that good. Dispatch probably. Just let him be. Don't think you know everything.
See? about to have my ring anyway, but also, he's a cool guy. He deserves to be paid for his services. I will use one of my other tangos just because I want to be safe here. I really don't want to, like, play with it. Also, acknowledging things makes people happy, right? He says something, and I basically say, okay. Like, I acknowledge what you're doing, which means passively I must agree with what you're doing. And me giving him that satisfaction, maybe he doesn't care, but maybe he's like, good, I'm glad this guy's on the same page as me. And that way you build a working relationship. Never be afraid to ping once something else gets pinged. So, like, if he pings Tiny's missing, I should also ping Tiny's missing. Because that makes it more likely the team sees the ping. Because they look different, right? You can see a different photo. Since the names are different, there's a different color in the name and everything. Because the player is different. That makes it more likely that someone sees it and goes, what? What's happening? And then more likely to react and then not die. I'm going to get a Vanguard mostly for Lycan, but also because it's going to increase my HP for Tiny, by the way. Because Tiny's scary. Fortunately, my Spell Shield is going to start really making Tiny obsolete. Soon enough. Right now, my last hits are really poor. I chose my last hit over my deny. I did the right thing there. Alright, if Tiny goes up to the creep wave, I'm going to Drain Man on him. I don't want to be tossed into his creep wave. Be aware of that. Tinies will do that. They'll bait you in and then throw you back into their tower under at their creep wave, and you'll die. Now, I'm AM, so I might blink away, I might live. You know, it depends. But it's not worth the risk. I'm certainly not trying to go under tower.
I will use the courier. Just take your items you have some.
I don't need anything from the base. That's why I like to play my AM as well. I don't need to buy anything from base. Yeah, I should probably have about 8 more last hits.
Push the name.
Whatever creeps just got pulled over there, none, I guess. Would have been slaughtered by that camp. Which is a good thing. Of course, we want that. Experience for me. No one else has died. I'm actually really happy about that. Communication is everything. So I always like to ping things twice because it draws extra attention. I wouldn't say it doubles the chances they see it. That's probably a bit of an exaggeration. But it definitely increases them. And if I can increase the chance that someone receives my message about, like, Tiny missing, which, by the way, speaking of which, Tiny missing, then I'm going to do it. I would actually ping more, probably, if it weren't for the fact that you can't. If you ping something rapidly, the most times you can ping within about a 5-second period is twice.
Hey,
it'll stop you.
A little bit, please.
But I will do it. Communication is everything. Saying, for example, that bounty is missing, which they have not recently. That tells me so much information that's going to help me with my lane, you know? And it really does. It matters. It's not like, it's not silly, it's not minimal, it's huge. You have to tell people stuff. You have to say, like he told me, push the lane. Alright, lane's pushed. We're getting in.
We're gonna farm this.
I don't know if he said I am or he is, but he'll ping me over if he wants me to. I take no damage yet again. And he just lost so much mana. And I denied the range creep. All worth it. I have ults. Missing Tiny. He might be TPing. I can't ting it yet. And there we go. Tiny missing. Farming. And communicating with your team in a nice way builds that good rapport so that they'll actually listen to you. You'll say, maybe you shouldn't buy that armlet. You know what I mean? Maybe you want to skip armlet or something. And they might actually say, all right, I agree. If they don't like you, even if you're right, they're going to ignore you. They're going to say, ah.
Let me hook this disruptor. Please unpause. Please unpause.
Can't fucking unpause, bro.
I have, like, no faith it's going to work.
We're pausing it.
He wants to hook for Pudge, but, like... It's not about his hook, though. It's about making sure that he doesn't get an abandon.
Hey, Ian, do you want to farm this? You have Vanguard, you can do it.
Vile sorcerers, could I just reward my blade conquest?
Oh, crap. With his help, yes. It is hard, though. Gotta get the attack speed out of there first, because they're the ones that do, you know, make me take extra damage.
Let me pull first. Let me pull first. I don't have mana. Just get back a little bit.
I'm fine, you know, no big deal. Want to make sure I'm not on Strength Tread, especially since I'm healing. I see he didn't get the hook, by the way, did he? No, he did. I lied. Okay, he did. Credit where credit is due. He got the hook and he got the kill. And the kill was easy, because all I have to do is sit there with Pudge and Rot, and Disruptor will, you know, die, because Axe just calls and it's the end. But, you know, all the same. Alright, next is my, my Battle Fury. I had a pretty early Vanguard, you know, reasonable timed. Ah, I miscalculated there. Tiny just TP'd in, that's what happened. Trying to figure it all out, you know? No thanks. I don't want none of that. Thanks. This will get my next level, which is anti-tiny level.
Yes.
Yeah, it's too big. Not gonna risk that.
Now we can do it.
I go. None shall hinder me.
That's what hurts. Alright, all mine. Coolio. I'm gonna take this real quick just because why not? How's Puck doing? Level 10, so that's good. Tiny denied mid. Eh. Still a tower down, you know? Get that XP. Yes. I was fine, but if he feels so compelled, then so be it. I think you just want to top me off before, you know, stuff went down. Alright, now that I have my, my Ring of Health,
Max, you In your lane?
Somebody keep it top, we need to kill.
Well, take that off lane, I guess.
Oh my.
Onward.
The negativity is real. It's okay though. We already won basically 4 games because one of them was a double down. Even if I lose it, I'll accept it. It's totally fine. I hope I don't, but I'll just relax. Play it cool, you know? Me getting all worked up or trying to solve the issues between them, really like getting into it if it's not too bad, isn't worth it. Nope, no thanks. I'm just trying to get a quick battle fury so I can farm like a monster. Show this jerk Axe that his random assumptions on people is not nice or fair.
Take care, Ian.
Just in case he tries to call me back into something dumb. Nope, okay. Just a safety tread switch, you know? I don't want to get glimpsed and not have enough health. Little things like that. They all matter. Alright, Disruptor's still here. Yeah, scary, but I don't like want to play around with him and get glimpsed into something that, you know, I'm not ready for.
Anybody wanna go mid?
This will get me the 10 damage I need. That's really bad. That's so bad. Alright, at least somebody died. It was Bounty Hunter, which isn't like the best, but it's better than nothing. I basically wanted to just push Disruptor back. Give us some space to work with in mid here. Let him know I'm not afraid of him. Alright, 20 damage incoming. Now farming is going to start getting exponentially better. Because now I actually hit. It also means I can get into smaller skirmishes and probably have an effect. Because that plus my mana break, you know, does actually equal some significant damage. I appreciate that Winter Wyvern just bought some stuff. Supporting is, you know, a lot of work. That's why I don't like to do it. Too much work for me, man. I'm not even going to answer that. He's just being his typical self. Free money?
Look him, dude. Look this guy.
I am tracked, though. He'll TP if he really has the chance. We're never going to catch him. Not this way. It's fine. we were effective enough, you know? I killed, what, I killed one myself, right? I killed two. I killed two, which is a big deal for me. Of course, Axe stayed too long, obviously. Why not? Alright, now no lifesteal for this jerk. Always rooted. I'll have my Vanguard soon. I'll probably have about a 20-minute, sorry, not Vanguard. 20-minute Battle Fury, which is not bad. Could be better, sure. But it would probably... I'd be getting my my Battle Fury, like, right now. If I were, you know, doing a little bit better. So it's not like I'm that far behind. Puck can have that if he wants it. Puck actually does a lot of damage. As, I am very familiar with. I love Puck. He'll use it more, too. I almost have my level 2 ult. The only problem here is that there's people pushing hard. That's kind of a good thing, because Tanya was coming at me. Get that Disruptor! Disruptor! Oh, the creep saw. That's no fun. I hate that.
Just push his tower.
If I die here, it's going to be very sad. I'm not going to be happy. I'll tell you that right now.
Take care with the mapping. Okay, he's blocked.
I do enough damage to, you know, pretty significantly change this.
Mag!
Oop. I don't really know what I can do here to be super productive. Oh my god, that hurt. 2 crits! What?
Out of mana.
Now it's pretty low. I have good regen, but it takes time.
But you need to cook someone.
Maybe only had a little bit less mana.
But you should be cooking that pack.
That was an awful Axe ult. I don't think we should be in this. Alright, that's out. Goodbye forever. Now, honestly, if Axe had just played better, we'd probably be in a good spot. And if Pudge got the hook earlier, we'd be in a good spot. I weakened them significantly with my ult. You know, it happens. Stuff happens. But it was not ideal. I want Manta here so I can mana out Disruptor fast, because he's a bomb. I have to prime him. No, you do not take my Battle Fury. Now I got that good stuff. Farmmeister Supreme. We actually have to stop this.
Tier 2s, guys.
Just me. Oh my god, thank you.
Where's the axe? We're in a team fight. Come on.
Yo, check the chat. I fucking said TP's on cooldown at least 8 times, and you still decide to fight.
No, we didn't decide to fight. We were defending a tier 2.
We can still hear him in the
Tower, bro.
resonation.
can't farm your dagger first. You're just bad. Don't play that.
I do like how they're crapping on him now. He asked for it. He started with aggression. No matter how true what he says is, no one's going to listen to him. Now, I'm trying to be objective. You know what I mean? Like, if he pinged that he didn't have a TP, which I missed, that's my own fault. So be it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to fight there either. But I got caught out, and that's my own fault. That's not on Axe.
I'm gonna stack this.
That was actually a good play by Axe, even if Disruptor does get him out of there.
Hey, just take this, please.
AM is coming. What happened there?
Rush right now. They're in
Yeah,
rush
we
right
need
now.
to get a call in the rush pit, please. Axe. We can start walking.
My thanks to thee. I go.
Thank you. Ooh.
Get back.
That's not good. Got some kills though. Not too afraid of Tiny. Tiny doesn't really do much to me. So like, what's he gonna do? You know what I mean? Like he's just gonna look at me and be like, "What's up?" Yeah, solos have risen. I'm actually pretty good right now. I just muted the guy just because he's loud. He yelled. I got no need for that in my life. But whatever, you know. I'm okay with Riven calling it because at least it's still near me.
As thou wilt.
With Yasha, I can take these much more effectively. Because now I do real damage real fast. I have armor. Got my attack speed. Life is good. Pudge is just taking a camp. Okay. I have stuff, but it's gonna be really scary. Lycan's the scary one here. I want to fight, but I don't want to fight with Lycan there. Oh crap. Well played. Glimpse, you know? What are you gonna do? Except actually come in there and jumped on them when they were all around me, but that's besides the point. He didn't want to die for me, I guess I can understand. This is scary. The Desolator Armlet. They really like, the Lycan really farmed. How's levels working out? I'm 15, Puck 17, Magnus is 17. Okay, and oh, Tiny's 17.
Let's defend this one.
I'll be there. Who's low? On mana, that's what I meant. To myself, not that anybody answered, but Tiny's kind of low. Can't chase him solo. I didn't get it, but I was still in range for XP and gold. The AoE, so I'm happy.
Well played out.
I just need more money. You know, before I get more items, I'm gonna have a really big problem fighting. Because Lycan's so scary. Like, I need an Abyssal Blade for Lycan. I probably need my Manta just so I can mana him out so he can't always be casting, like howling and stuff. That's even hard. He's just somebody that I'm gonna have a big problem with until, like, end game.
Alright. Perfect time for the rush. Max, we need you.
Nice. Bounty's gonna have enough to go invis, unfortunately.
Let's get the rush.
I am tracked. Thank you.
Doesn't matter. They need to buy that for this.
Affirmative. Awesome.
Hit him. What? Hit him. Good job.
About to have my Manta style, which makes me pretty dang happy. Now I'm gonna really start hurting people. Alright, now I think is a good time for an Abyssal Blade so I can actually hold down the Lycan and do some damage to him. I could also hold down Disruptor and kill him instantly. That's another good plan.
Wanna get us one? We can just kill someone and then just push some lane.
I mean, he's not super strong, to be honest. More stronger than he was, you know what I mean? Like, I'm catching up so that I'm also scary.
Kill them, guys.
Hoping Lycan would, like, come, but he didn't. I really need the hit.
Bounty Hunter was there.
I need the courier, you know what I mean? Blue is Disruptor. Goodbye. Goodbye. I will not be returning. They're just strong right now. This is like their good part of the game. Tanya has Blink, right? I think. Yep. a lot of damage, actually. That's dead. Because of it, I feel comfortable doing this. I think I need stats so I can actually survive the instant, you know, disruptor and bounty and all that jazz. I'm gone. Bye. Oh, the money. Oh, yes. Now, I'm ready. I'm ready to destroy these people. I've been playing late, actually, but I'm okay with it. It's a good day.
I turn magic aside.
I almost have a skull basher. I mean, I'm pretty excited about that.
As thou willest.
I'm just a poor anti-mage. Axe doesn't love me. That is Magnus, and he's BKB'd. Let's take this. Why bother? Why bother, like, trying to, you know, make something else happen? It's not gonna happen. Nice. Well played. Wow.
Push mid.
Bouncer's still around, so I don't want him to steal my, I don't want him to kill the courier, but I need my basher, so it's kind of like, well, what are you gonna do? I don't mind taking a little bit of aggro.
Don't stick together, please.
Step a little bit farther away from the axe. Skull Basher's ready. I'm much better at fighting Lycan now.
Pushing.
Nice. Nice. Oh crap! I can't.
I'm down. I'm dead. Let me die.
Okay.
Get back. Get back. Don't chase like that. We need to take objectives. Just take a tower and then bring the back and at least harass it.
I'm gonna say sorry, but like that's how I feel. Like sorry, like I wanted the tower, I
Back,
did.
we need to defend this one.
I'm relatively tanky now, but there are 4 of them. I think we should wait. Got him. A Lycan death is huge right there.
Pushing. How you die?
I don't know how he died. That's crazy. Helpful axe.
Keep going. AM, just get the tower, please.
That's the point. That's what I keep saying. I actually close to my back foot.
Buddy. I'm done.
Who died there? Winter Wyvern? Ah, man. We need him. We need his ult. We did get damage on the tower, which is nice, but... What's BKB gonna stop? Disruptor. Somewhat bounty. Yeah, I'll do it. I agree. BKB is just... I forgot, like, the whole tiny thing.
To do the day on that.
I won't have buyback. Oh, no, Puck. Oh, yes. No ult for some reason. I don't understand that one.
Bottom tower is being attacked.
Oh, okay.
Get thee hence.
This is rough, man. This is a rough game.
Truth come close. Onward.
I hit level 25 so I can get my agility.
It's not up yet. Wow. Good.
The bashes.
Beat it. Bye.
This way they can't lock me down for a year.
Let's go.
Cheese always messes with me because it's always right on top of Aegis, so I'm just like, ah, like, what did I pick up? And buyback.
Fuck.
None shall
We have edges. Let's wait for a hook and then just we can go without the hook first. Yeah, get a hook. I can stop.
Yeah, if you can get a hook, that'd be great.
Oh, they have wards. Okay.
Well, they don't have a ward there.
Send illusions.
He's right. They'll eventually get there.
Magnus is down. Fourth is down.
I want to get
Fine,
somebody,
fine.
but it's very hard.
As thou wilt.
They don't have the axe either.
Truth compels me.
Very true.
Yeah, let's do it.
There, that's some money for me. Some beautiful money. Look at that the little spider, by the way. I like it.
Keep pushing AM. We still have the edges. Let's go.
Sure, we do. Oh my god. I'll be fine. Kind of. And ugh. I cannot believe that just wiped us. I just don't understand. I don't understand how the fight goes so terribly when, like, I'm, you know, I'm not doing a lot of damage, but, like, I'm trapped by them, you know, people are focusing on me and everybody else dies. They're tanky, that's one problem. Tanky, tanky, tanky. But it shouldn't be that big of an issue. I need my BKB really bad, but I have to save for buyback. That's just the end of the discussion, you know what I mean? I can't not have buyback. Oh crap. There's the lichen. We should have ulted Tiny instead. Nice, 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 nice. I granted that's not going to be the difference there, but it helps.
No.
I don't know if Axe is gonna die from that. That seems a little bit like an overreaction. This is the experience I needed. There aren't that many high int heroes, so it's not really gonna help.
The true path.
Alright, I do a lot more damage, I attack a lot faster. I mean, I'm strong, it just doesn't seem to matter.
Thou wilt.
I get locked down, I can't just like attack somebody.
Wait, something.
I'm out. There's no reason to really fight. Lycan's strong right now. He is a strong hero. Oh, this game's lasted a while. Losing my focus. I must always keep the focus. I'll take care of that.
Fuck, just take care. You can't afford dying now.
Fact. We really can't have Puck die. Not that I needed to say that, but fact. If Puck dies, we're in a really, really, really bad spot. We need him.
You can't use the dust. I don't have the stuff.
I'm getting close. This should do it. 1362, actually not quite. But I believe.
Fuck. Sorry. I'm gonna just hide here.
Sorry, BKB. So, I can't buy anything else for a while, unfortunately, but that's what it is. They're gonna Roche.
Get back, patch.
Fight him.
You can't die now. Fuck. No. We're not going there.
They're just gonna take our wreck.
I'm conflicted.
We have to turtle this. Just. Axe is not there.
We could try.
It's a trap. Axe, you need to come here. Okay, go back.
Oh no, Winter Ribbon ult. Oh no. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Well played.
Push for the win, though. For the win.
Do I push? Push!
Who's got the ages? That's just a macro. Keep going.
Just a bounty hunter. Keep going.
Okay. Still okay.
They fortified. I cannot push this. I don't know what they're doing.
It's still okay. You can keep going.
I will.
They don't have RP.
Yeah, they don't have RP. Just go. Now we go back. Get back. Everybody back. Because 4 buybacks is a really good trade for not going there.
I got the tower. We can get these sweet shrines.
Now we smoke here. Wait here. Wait. Guys. Oh, we could just kill this.
Smoker here. Kill this guy.
Oh my god.
Okay, where's the patch? Question is why? Why you die there? Yeah, that's probably the game.
It might be.
How you died there?
I have 2 lives. There's no BKB. Ah, man.
You killed
Let's try.
guys, you need protection.
Oh, crap, I missed. Ah, well played.
Get back, you love the rock, get back.
Oops. Buy back. Why me? Who's lowest? Probably Disruptor, right?
Well, that game.
The bash just lasts forever. I can't get out of it.
Well played though.
I'd like to see the comparative net worth. I'll tell you that right now. How much did we lose? Please tell me it was 24 or 23. 25. Whatever. So for the day, we still gained what? We gained 50, 74. I don't know why math's eluding me right now. 81 minus 25. So that'd be 61 minus 5. So 75. We still gained 75. Not bad. I think. Hard to honestly calibrate that. 3,337 is not bad at all. I will leave this chat channel because I don't really care what everybody else has to say. It's not important. So going through it. My net worth was actually quite high. I was a little bit outdone by the Lycan. A lot outdone by Tiny because he really got fed. And Puck outdid me, which is really sad. But that's because in the fights I ended up getting focused nearer to the end, so I lost a lot of my net worth. I bought back. That killed my net worth. If I hadn't bought back, for example, I would have more. That'd be stupid. Why wouldn't I? My damage was actually not that high, especially compared to Axe. He did a lot more, which I admit. But, like, I was held down most of the fights. What am I going to do? We just didn't have the disables because we had no stuns. We have Axe, true. That's great stun. We have Pudge with ult, but they kind of just don't care because Tiny just comes up, or Shuriken, or any silence. You know, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of a bad stun in this case because it's channeled. The hold down is helpful, but it's not as important. And Winter Ribbons isn't a stun. It actually hurt me one of those fights in the Roche Pit. I've lost out on a lot of damage because I accidentally ulted when he had his ult up. Mostly my fault because his ult was first, but like, you know, it's just a rough situation to be in. It's not. I would rather not have Winter Wyvern if I'm an AM. I would have rather picked something else or he picked something else, but it's okay. You know, he played well. It doesn't really matter. The reason we lost that game probably is matchup. Almost all matchup. AM's bad against Lycan because Lycan's too fast, so I can never keep up with him and hurt him, and he hurts me. I'm bad against Disruptor because Disruptor holds me back and glimpses me. Bad against Tiny because he stuns me whenever I attack him, which is the worst. And bad against Magnus because Magnus's ult screws me over. AM was not the greatest pick. I picked early. Kind of my fault. Axe is okay against them. I won't even say Axe is a bad pick. Puck is pretty good against them, except the burst damage doesn't help against a lot of strength heroes, so it's kind of meh. Pudge is actually pretty bad. I think Pudge was not the pick here. We could have definitely used a support who had stuns. You know what I mean? That would have been better. The Bane would have been great. But, you know, it is what it is. Winter Ribbon's good against Lycan and Tiny. But, you know, it's an okay pick. It's just not great with the whole lineup, you know, looking at it as a whole. But it's not bad. It's okay. We had a moment where we were doing pretty good, but then we just started progressively having bad team fights. So, like, my net worth was up there with everybody until the end. As you can see, right there, I pointed. I don't know why. Right there is where my net worth dropped again. But I was near the top of the game for most of the game. So I'm sure Axe will never accept that. I'm sure he's crap talking right now. It doesn't matter. My net worth was actually very high for almost the entire game. I was doing quite well. My level was pretty high. It's not as high as the solo laners, but it's not supposed to be. I had pretty quick items. I fell off right here. Right around here, I had nothing for a long time. Now, granted, I saved for buyback, but that's when things really went poorly. Tiny got his BKB. Magnus had his early, I guess, which is really strong. And Bounty Hunter got a Heaven's Halberd. Even if he didn't use it on me, he had it, so that would affect how things could have gone. I just started falling off because I couldn't do the damage solo, and I know I didn't do that much damage, don't get me wrong, but the problem is I would jump in there and they would all kill me. Like, oh, anti-mage scary. Which is why Axe would live, because they wouldn't even attack Axe, and Axe would get, you know, he'd call, get a lot of spins, he'd get battle hunger, he'd ult people, you know. He did do a lot of damage, and I admit that, but it's also mostly because in the game, it just had a weird feel to it, you know. I definitely didn't play the best I could have, but it's mostly because it was a bad pick, which is on me. I shouldn't have picked AM that early. I was trying to pick quick because of the whole mid fiasco, but that's still on me. I could have picked a safer mid. I had a safe lane carry who wasn't, like, wouldn't have issues. I mean, every character has a counter, but some carries are safer. Like, Sven is usually a safer carry because he has a stun, he has a lot of damage, he has a lot of health. Like, nothing's going to really screw Sven over in most picks. That might have been a better carry here, especially considering that I'd have the cleave to kill Bounty Hunter and Disruptor. But, you know, stuff happens. I did have money. It dropped off at the end. I tried the last hit. I could have been in team fights earlier. That might have really helped us. But a lot of it was just bad matchup and not great team fights. A lot of team fights, even when I was doing damage earlier in the game, they just went poorly. You know, I think they were just mostly better players than us, which is okay. By the way, does that Axe actually... What is happening right now? He's TBD. This Axe is TBD in this particular thing. So there you go. That's my response to that. Typical. Typical. He hasn't even played enough international rank to get a rank. But either way, I appreciate you guys for watching. I especially had quite a few of you to talk to today. Very helpful. So I will see you guys this coming Wednesday. So you better be there. Those of you on YouTube, you better be there eventually. Just watch the video eventually. It helps. Every subscriber on YouTube, every like, every watched video, it helps me. So thank you guys for all your support. I will see you next time.